We're live.
One.
We're live. Welcome in, everybody. Grease Monkey, thank you for that sub. I'm going to get out my little stuff here. Thank you, Grease Monkey. And Emmett the Gold. Thank you so much for those subs. We appreciate you guys. Welcome in, everybody. Jeff Before Dishonored, Danger Boy, Ghost Hunter, Oaken Fury, Altered, Plum Crunchy, Haley, Sarcastic Grandpa, Dark Mockery with a 135 stream streak, 1950 or 1975, Mr. Pink, Michael Holtz, wow, Droth. What's going on, everybody?
Hi.
We're here.
Hi. How's everybody's Monday kicking off?
It's a Monday.
Chris is having a doozy. He didn't sleep well.
Mondays are a day of the week.
He's in that. You notice how he didn't say, we're bringing Mondays back.
No, we are bringing Mondays back.
He's crying about it, though, this time.
No, we're bringing Mondays back.
Chris.
Who de Ray?
Do I need to get you some sleeping aids?
No. What you can get me is a lobotomy.
I could do that. I don't think they do that anymore. I keep asking you for one, and you say they don't do it anymore. You say, I think that's an antiquated thing.
What's up, Mo? Zilfer. Speaking of literally anything at all, Chris, you're fired. Hey, welcome in, little Billy. Kenneth the Red. Hi. So good to be back. This is the best part of my Monday. Yes, we are bringing Mondays back. You seem down, Chris. Did someone pee in your Wheaties? I did. I love my when I pee in my own Wheaties because it's sterile and I love the taste.
Oh,
name that movie. You know it.
Dodgeball.
There it is. Is it necessary to drink my own urine? No, but it's sterile and I like the taste.
You can dodge
Horrible.
A wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Could always try. I could sandwich, bro. No, Sasquatch. I'm good. Petey's technically $10 milkshake. That is what you call it when you do pee in your Wheaties, I guess. Jason, what are you doing today besides painting? Oh, there it is. Threw a wrench for him.
I was doing some finance earlier.
Finance. Okay.
We had our leadership team meeting today.
Phil
so I was
Festo.
doing some leading.
Thank you for that sub. You were.
I went out to lunch with Jose and we did some operations things. I do a lot.
Operator.
I do a lot here, actually.
That's right.
I do lots.
Good.
Lots. I do
and I
lots.
See you've
people.
acquired more War Machine.
I'm painting Undead Elves.
Are they technically War Machine?
Yeah.
A lot of War Machine.
It's a lot.
That's a good thing. You're hyped. So why not?
It's a lot.
Gilborn says, all right, Jason.
What?
I know you said Disneyland wasn't ever really your thing, and I get that. This was my first time going since I've been actively painting, and I gotta say, going there and studying their use of color, OSL, and forced perspective on the rides, scenery art, lots to learn there. Yeah? They were all probably on drugs when they made those old rides. That's for dang sure. Somebody had to be.
I'm 56. There's nothing Disney can teach me. That's my old dog no new tricks statement right there. You can't lure me in to that heinous cesspool
Chuck, what's going
of
on?
humanity.
Oh my, what? That's just wild.
Heinous cesspool of humanity. Well, I won't do it.
Oh my gosh.
You can't make me.
Jimbo. I was finally able to unbox some hobby stuff and started on some models for local paint competition. Pulled out the one step and got to give them a try finally. Nice. Welcome in. We're so glad you're able to do that. Painting some ultramarines with my boy. He picked up sky blue as his favorite color for his paint his own. Nice. Evan, that's great. The Bug King says, Jason of unusual talent, ? I don't believe they exist. Bug King says they were on drugs when they came up with the new rides, too.
Hey, Bug.
Hey.
You won something the other day, but you weren't here, so you didn't win anything.
Oh, you're right, Bug King. Oh, the humanity.
Womp, womp.
Scorchers, we're doing good today. Thank you for asking.
I usually don't rub it in, but it's Bug, so I got to.
Bug says, I know. Bug King, no.
I usually don't rub it in, but it's...
Yes, there's a lot of good lights, Gilborn.
Did anybody send you the clip of me saying your name?
The Bug King. Oh, somewhat civil. Thank you so much for that sub. We appreciate you.
And good to see you, Bug. Hope
Jason and I have a hate relationship.
What's that?
Bug says, Jason and I have a hate relationship. Well, you know what?
Because he makes fun of me.
I'm going to let you guys figure that one out together.
Oh, there's no figuring it out.
Stan, what's going on? Sarcastic Grandpa. Just like me and Chris, says Little Billy. There you go.
Oh, no. It's much deeper rooted than that. You just play.
Now, Jason, are you you're doing the black armor on these guys?
Yeah.
Right? You kind of technically did all of them this weekend.
I didn't do highlighting on any other of the guys except for this.
Oh, I see. Shadowcast, any way to do non-metallic gold without burnt orange?
Sure.
How would you do it without burnt orange?
Well, I mean, don't
use
you're not
burnt
gonna like
orange.
this answer.
Oh no, here it is.
I mean, don't use burnt orange, right? Yeah, you don't have to use oranges at all. You can use greens. I mean, all of the stuff that I do on my Blood Angels has 0 oranges in it at all. Right? This is all dark yellow green, and then like warm yellow, blended up into pale yellow, or this is yellow. It could be dark yellow green and yellow ochre in the pale yellows. You can do golds without ever touching oranges. That's the way I do it when I have something on like a field of red or other warm colors where the orange would heat the model almost, right? So, yeah, plenty of ways to do that.
Chuck says, so how was everyone's 4th? We spent the night watching our neighbors get raided by a SWAT team.
Awesome.
Because they decided pistols and shotguns were cooler than fireworks. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. That's a wild 4th.
Sounds like
Chuck, how you
need
doing?
A new neighborhood.
Speaking of roots, Chris, do you wear hats because the roots of your hairs are turning gray at the ripe old age of 94? Little Billy, I am graying out. I am going all white. I've been getting those recently.
Really?
Oh yeah. The white strands of Moria. It's coming.
The only ones that really suck are your mustache hairs, nose hairs, and ear hairs.
Oh, yeah, and then they protrude.
The eyebrows getting crazy with the hair that, like, goes crazy off to the side. It's like, what the heck? It's always scary shaving your eyebrows. Because that's one you can mess up really easy on.
Right. Now, the Bug King says, I will say using Monument's expert paints has been a joy. I'm doing an Infinity Force with the paints as well as my entry for MAA them. Kudos, guys. Nice.
Awesome.
Bug King, we love to hear that.
Love it. Turns out we make good stuff.
Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Have your sinuses been acting weird?
A little bit. It kind of...
Where the humid, not humid, not humid going on?
Monsoon season kind of does that to me.
I just think Jen's feeling some of that, so... So I, over the weekend, gang, got one of my Jason Wild hairs.
What was the Jason Wild hair?
So the Jason Wild hair was that Friday, on stream, this army was delivered to my house.
Oh, okay.
And Jen, at the end of stream, was like, oh, yeah, you got to deliver it at the house. And she had left a note for them to leave it, in the shaded area. Because in Arizona, if you take resin models, which all of these are 3D printed resin models, if you take them and you leave them in the sun, I would have gotten home to a glob of heated bent resin.
Good catch.
So she put them off in the shade, which was really great. And then Saturday, I woke up and popped open the box and looked and found that they were all in fantastic shape.
Yeah, that's good.
The gentleman I bought these from had primed and based them all with Monument Hobbies paints and basing material.
Oh, yes.
So they were already all based with our concrete.
That's what you were saying.
And so yeah, and they were
delight.
primed, and so then I just sat down and came up with another. I wanted to do chromatic black armor on them again, but not the same as we've been doing on the Tau.
Yeah.
Because the Tau lean a little bit greenish, I guess.
Greener.
Greenish.
Greenish. Gnurish.
Right. With the way those look. So we have like the...
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it just with the straight dark blue black one step so that I could do this army really quick. And so the Tau have that kind of greenish because we built this up over pale yellow and royal purple. And this was just black and white and gray. I did a neutral gray, black neutral gray, and then bright neutral gray, and then a dry brush of white to get the black armor like this. And it worked really well. And I was able to get some ungodly amount of models with the armor to a point where I feel pretty good about it. And so I did like got this whole army set for greatness.
Nice.
Now I just got to figure out the rest of the color scheme. So
Sweet.
I have
That's
loads,
a fun weekend.
Loads. Oh, dude, here on the table are 3,
Look
6,
at that.
9,
Look.
15,
You got
18,
a lot.
21, 24, 27, 30, 3, 6, 9, 42, 45, 48, 49, 50.
Yep.
50 models.
Nice.
So I did 50 models with this black armor. And I have to tell you, the one-step dark blue black worked great on even the big stuff. Right? So it gave us a really good finish even on... and I just did all this with a brush. Like, I literally just applied it like a big sloppy wash, which is why you can see it's a little bit more satin, because I put so much material on it. I took the BAB and
Cool, though.
I just slopped it on.
Nice.
And then I went back and mixed the dark blue black.
Oh, yeah.
I mixed the dark blue black with titanium white, and it made this lighter color. I threw away the cup, but it made this a little bit of a lighter color. And then I just thinned that down and airbrushed it on the tops to, give it a little bit of a increase in highlight. But yeah, and so the brush on worked really great. And some of these are just a bunch of big dudes that are like 100% black armor pretty much. Mm-hmm. And it turned out really, really nice.
Crab says, Crab Womp, Mining Hobbies, your results seem so smooth, but when I try to paint with normal Pro-Acryl, it seems chalky when I try. Any tips?
You are not removing the moisture from your brush or over thinning your paint. You'll notice that before I paint, I'm usually putting a little bit of paint on my thumb palette, so that if you're thinning your paints, which with Pro-Acryl, realize you don't have to thin very much. I typically say that when painting with Pro-Acryl, you're only thinning to lower your opacity. If you don't need the opacity lowered, don't thin the paint. I see too many people who are trying to paint models and they're thinning their paint because it's a habit.
Okay.
And you don't need to thin your paint just to use it. Other paints from other manufacturers you're having to thin because they're too thick. And when you use them, they show brush strokes. And so we've kind of learned these bad habits because of products that kind of forced us into a hole because it just didn't work very well.
Yeah.
And Pro-Acryl works right out of the bottle.
Right.
And so you don't have to do any of that. And so you'll notice that you don't really see me thin with anything other than a little bit of water on my brush to keep the paint flowing. So that's the first step. You're over thinning. Okay. Our paints can be thinned, but if you're trying to do complete coverage with them, you don't need to. And you will get that chalky finish because you're over wetting the surface of your model. And that second bit is very important, that you make sure that when you go to paint on the model, that the brush doesn't have too much wetness, because it'll cause the paint to pool up. And when the paint pools up, the pigment will spread around into weird areas.
Okay. Yeah.
And cause all sorts of problems. So we've shown it a lot on stream with regards to how to properly maintain the liquid on your brush. And it can be a little bit of a challenge when you're first using Pro-Acryl if you've been painting with other paints. But it's an easy habit to break.
Rocco says, with dark blue black one step over the black and white underpaint, what did you highlight the black armor for your edge highlights and such?
Right now I went back with bright green blue.
Oh,
is the color I chose to do all this. So that's all this is.
I love bright green blue. Such a good color.
Right? Because it has enough of a bluish hue to it. Can you get me focused?
Sure.
It seems like it's a little out of
Let me-
whack.
There we go.
Yeah, like that.
There it is.
You know, it seemed like a really good choice here, even though the armor wanted it to be a little bit more blue, but I didn't want to use like white blue because it's too much of a contrast. So I thought that bright green blue would be a good choice, and I'm really happy with it. And then if I decide I want to peak like some more brightness on the armor later on, I can use white blue as a little bit of a dot here and there to shine it up. But I'm pretty happy with this. I wasn't, you know, this is the Dusk army of Undead Elves. And so I was kind of really wanting them to be that dirty black.
They're super cool. I like
And
them.
they turned out really nice.
What's up, Dallas? Hope you're doing well, man.
Dallas is like, when are you going to be painting some Star Wars?
Bright green blue. That's right. One of our amp colors. Just right on cue, Dallas.
Yeah, like, what's that all about?
That was right on cue. Musty Bugbear says, I'm going to start. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start my Armageddon box Blood Angel soon. Was thinking about doing the same idea you did on the Tau, using a purple base coat, titanium white highlights, then Pro-Acryl red as a filter.
Good, yeah.
I don't have an airbrush, so I plan to sponge the highlights. Would the one-step medium for the red let a brush work for this idea?
One-step medium with the red.
Let me go right here. Here's the full one.
Yeah, you could apply it. If you do the one-step medium, you don't have to sponge it.
Okay.
Right? If I'm understanding you, when you say, how did you plan to apply your filter? Because you go from saying, I'm going to use a red, pyro red filter, don't have an airbrush plan to sponge the highlights. You jump from filter to highlights. Those aren't the same. So the red filter, were you planning to do with a sponge? I wouldn't do that. But if you use the one-step medium with the red and you put it over your base, then yes, you can use it like a heavy wash, and it will do very well with the red over the top. Go back up, though.
Oh, sorry.
What was your highlight color? I don't think I would use white. Right? You did purple base coat, titanium white highlights. I would use something like pale yellow, because the white with red over it is going to turn the filter pinkish. Yellow will keep it more red. Okay? So that's the only thing that I would say there, is that you probably want to use pale yellow instead of white as your highlight over the purple.
Okay.
Right.
Cool. And then
just layer up the rest, because I'll show you what kind of effect you get when you do the same thing. This was purple as a base, and then pale yellow, and then bold pyro red filtered over the top with an airbrush, very, very thin. So the purple gives you the shadows, and the yellow keeps the red as you can get red. But that's why that red pops so much. Now, this is done with an airbrush, right? So it's a little bit easier to get the filter done, but you could do it with a brush. Again, with the brush, just remember to go, because this is like 3 applications of the pyro red through the airbrush, not just one. So it's very, very thin. So the first time you put it on, it's kind of a weird hot pink, and the second time it starts turning more red, and the third layer it gets you really red. Same with the brush. When you apply the brush pyro red over your pale yellow and purple, it's not going to have a big effect that makes you super happy the first coat. Then the second coat works, and then the third coat after it dries. Let them dry really well in between, 10 or 15 minutes in between, or whatever it takes to be dry to the touch before you put it back on. But that can give you a spectacular red.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just pale yellow underneath the red.
very vibrant.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. Like, that red is unbeatable.
Going back, somebody was asking about how you do a green glowing ooze, Jason.
Green glowing ooze.
Yeah.
I guess, once I've decided if it's going to be a yellowy green or a bluish green, then a lot of it is paint a base of green to carry where all the ooze is, then go back with a white over where the highlight would go, and then do like the bright green over the white as a filter, so you get staged brightness, and finally end with the glow either around the edges or in the center, however you're doing it. Building that glow up with whites the whole time, and then filter the green back over the whites.
Ted Onions, thank you so much. Somebody was asking earlier, I think Scorched Earth, this is Dusk House?
Dusk House Callus.
And which is what Pill just asked right there. Yep.
It's the new Retribution of Syra, I think, right? Yeah, Retribution. Yeah. It's the Undead Elves. The good guy undead elves, not the bad guy undead elves.
Rocco says, speaking of Blood Angels, Jason, I'm the one who tagged you in a Blood Angels Termies using your recipe in Discord the other day. I'm so stoked on how vibrant they came out.
They look really good.
That Chai Cat, thank you so much for that 13th sub.
Yeah, they're looking really
absolutely
good. Great job on those. That recipe works so good. Payne's Gray. I don't know if you did the dark plum. Did you do the dark plum on yours? Payne's Gray, dark plum, Pyro Red with the warm flesh in it, or the orange red with the warm flesh in it for the highlight. I love that work. It's not as vibrant as those cloaks I just showed you, but that wasn't what I was going for on the Blood Angels.
The Bud King says, I asked in Discord, but I probably got lost. Yeah, if it's in the main chat, it always does. Are there plans to create a go bag insert for the expert paints?
No.
You can. I've seen a lot of people
go in the back pocket.
Well, that or just stuff them in the holes. And don't quote me on that one. Yikes.
They're too deep, so I wouldn't do that. I would just shove them in the back.
Yeah, there's plenty of room back there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking how you could store a glass pallet also in the big bag. And with mine, I'll take a towel, I'll wrap it in there, and then throw it in the back of the bag.
I've carried mine just in the front under one of the wings in the elastic.
Oh,
and it works fine.
There you go.
It's protected very well.
Yeah, because then it like shuts up with the foam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point. Missed the main
you can do
hole.
that too.
Yeah, somebody's gonna clip that one.
Some good old burnt red over mahogany. We're going back in the Wayback Machine. Burnt red over mahogany for a really nice deep red. Then we'll use Pyro Red as a highlight for this cloak. I'm liking the idea in my head. Last night when I left here, I wasn't liking the red on the model, but I only had the mahogany. Now that I'm getting the burnt red on there, I'm starting to like it more with the black armor. Red and black is always a safe bet. It really is. I think it's just in the way that you pull it off and what you do to complement it with the other things you're painting. On these, I'm not trying to do a lot of detail work with non-metallics. So I might have to do a little bit of non-metallic gold to have this really pull off, because I feel like the black and the red and the silver blades that I want to do might not be enough. So I might have to put a little bit of gold to add some punch here and there, but I'm happy with this.
Stan says they fit nearly in the bottom of the paint. Oh yeah, a little undersection of the go bag too. You could also put them there.
Yeah, underneath.
That's where I put all my primers.
Where the brush vault goes. It's such a versatile bag. Yeah, I just literally
Danger
throw
Boy,
them.
how you doing?
I just throw them in the back. Everything that doesn't fit in the front goes in the back. Fit a bicycle back there.
Scorcher says, I was watching an old vid of Jason on Miniac stream, and you were gifted a sub. Thought that was funny.
I was gifted a sub on Miniacs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, when I was in
You taught him how to play Battletech.
Yeah, we did Battletech. We also painted.
Yep.
We did 2 live streams.
Yep.
We did one day where we painted, and one the next day where we did Battletech. Had a lot of fun. It was a good trip. And then we shot the Trapped Under Plastic with John. Was up there for 2 or 3 days. Some good restaurants, some good eating. Hanging out with Miniac and Mrs. Miniac and their dogs.
Dallas says, going back and forth with Lumberjack here, should I join the Monument Hobbies Discord? Dallas.
It's the only Discord that matters.
Of course. Then you can show us all the pictures of the Jabba's Palace army.
It's a safe space. Nobody's going to yell at you about rules
wink,
for
nudge, nudge.
Star Wars.
Yeah, that way you can show us all the behind-the-scenes stuff for Jabba.
He's not making
that's not
Jabba's
happening.
palace for you.
I'm going to keep putting it out in the universe.
You should probably not do that because it just builds up a false expectation.
No, it's not happening, but it'd be cool.
It just builds up a false expectation.
I don't think I do that often, Jason.
What? Build up false expectations?
Okay, Chris named the guards, though. The piggies! Oh, no! Oh, I can't. Oh, canceled.
Gamoran guards.
No. Mo, that would be fun. I was trying to convince him. I think that would be fun. A fun army.
The non-Star Wars guy knows the answer to that.
Yeah.
The non-Star Wars guy knows the answer to
Dallas
this.
says, thank you, Jason. It's all
And
right.
I'm not even a Star Wars guy.
So it's not even going to happen.
Big
Okay.
boys.
Hey, everyone. Oh, some dust today. I'm working on Extreme Henson Warlock for the Fane of Nairo army. Yikes, I can't pronounce any of these.
That was a lot of words. It don't make any sense to me.
I can't pronounce anything. Maybe Jason can.
I seen the Fane of Nero or Nairo is the bad version of these guys. It's like light elves and dark elves. The Fane are the ones that have become vampiric to the detriment of everyone around them, and these guys, from what I understand, are still on the side of protecting the world, even though they have fallen to vampiric tendencies. They're undead, but they are still trying to be, quote unquote, good guys.
Hey, Dallas, of course you can. Here you go. Great segue, Dallas. If you are not a part of our Discord channel, make sure you hit that link right there that I just put into chat. Ghost Hunter, when can we get pink monument gear? You can't.
Dallas, when are you just going to come work for me?
Where's Dallas?
When are you just going to come work at Monument?
The Bug King, I'm total non-Star Wars guy as well. I'm not sure I can be that if Jason is also a non-Star Wars guy.
Hey, it sucks that we share that in common, buddy. It's not that I'm an anti-Star Wars guy.
Dallas says, was that an offer? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
The,
when you move to a place with better water. That's silly.
That's also not wrong. We have good water. It comes in bottles from the store and out of your refrigerator as long as you change the filter often enough.
Ooh, Swifter Bear, great question. So I'm watching you do this cape, but how do you handle the thicker folds for the highlights? I always struggle on either putting too much of the highlight color where it ends up looking bright and flat and don't shape the highlighted color correctly.
Like on these parts?
Yeah, on the big parts.
I'll show you. This is just my base coat, right? The burnt red is intended to be the main mid-tone that shows you the color of the cloak. This is, like right now with the mahogany and the burnt red, you get the color of red that I want the cloak to be. So I've left the mahogany in the shadows, gives us that nice rich brown, right? And then I've just layered very quick with 2 or 3 let my standard just do this way, right? It's a thin glaze coat first, and then a more opaque coat to bring the color to focus where I need it on the burnt red. And so that gives us a really good setup for the red. And now we'll jump right to Pyro Red. So great
segue.
Ta-da! That's the correct usage.
I use great segue correctly all the time, Jason. That is a great segue. Your segue is...
Who wants to tell him?
No, you don't need to tell me
Who wants to tell him?
Hey, I'll tell you this, though, Jason.
A statement that changes the subject is not a segue unless the thing that changed to the new subject was about the subject you're changing to, which it very rarely is here. Language. It's imperative that we use it correctly.
No, I'm talking about the thing with the two wheels.
The mall cop ride?
The Segway.
Okay. Thank you. That was a great mall cop ride.
That's a great segue.
Which also makes no sense.
You like that?
Exactly. It's called a segue.
No, it's because you're speeding.
It's a segue.
You're speeding.
It's a segue.
You're speeding into the next subject.
That was a great segue.
Right? You're speeding over to the next subject,
it
like
was
on your 2 wheels.
Paul Blart. Mall cop.
Great segue, by the way.
Segue.
Jason was just referencing that video tutorial, which I put right there, which you can find on our Learn tab. So go hit that.
It's a segue, Chris.
What colors were used for this black armor? It looks amazing.
Oh, thank you. it
Says
was
Crypt
black primer, gray, black primer, a kind of heavy zenithal, I don't know how to call it, of neutral gray that covered almost everything except the deepest shadows. And then bright neutral gray as a zenithal from their right shoulders. And then a dry brush of white. I don't have... Oh, I do. Here's one that doesn't have the black armor done yet. So this...
Oh, that's that one gal.
Dive in on this. Can you pop in super close? So this shows you, right? It's a black with a neutral gray all over, and then a bright neutral gray highlight, and then white dry brush. And that sets up all of my value sketch on the models. And then I used literally just the dark blue black one step, and I brushed it on heavily. I diluted it 2 to 1 with water, so it was fairly thin.
2 to 1 with water.
Yeah, I think it was about 2 to 1 with water.
And
so it was fairly thin, and then I just brushed it on super heavy.
Okay.
That allowed me to go really heavy and still have the highlights show through.
Right.
And so most of the edges showed through and everything. It looked really good. Like the folds on the pants are still highlighted, and the highlighting worked really, really well that way, but I thinned it down because the dark blue black, if you don't thin it, is heavy duty. You'll still get highlight through it, but it will be a deeper black. And I wanted more of that kind of gray bluish of it to shine through. And that's it. It was that easy. And then now I'm going back and doing the edge highlighting with the bright green blue from Dallas's signature set. That's it. That's how easy it is. This black armor came together. I mean, I have 50 models here that I did in it, and they're all it was completely repeatable. And now I have a fully black armored army that is ready to go, except for all the other work. And like I was showing earlier, it even works really well brushing it onto the big battle engines and stuff.
Yeah,
it looks great. This is with I went back on all the models and I mixed the dark blue black one step with titanium white and thinned that way down and just did like a boop 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 with the airbrush to give it a little bit more highlight on there. But yeah, that's it. If you wanted to, you could just dry brush the details back on. I'm taking the time to do the fine edge highlighting on them, but you could just dry brush them if you wanted. If you were going quicker than I am. I want them done quick, but I don't want them done that quick. The dry brush is a little messy for my taste on the final edge highlights for armor.
I love this color over black. Chef's Kiss. Yes, it's a good one. And somebody was asking earlier, Jason, what's the difference between the regular Pro Acryl line and one-step Pro Acryl?
You want to tell them, Chris?
Yes, I will. It is our answer to speed paints, and that's it, essentially. And if you're not familiar with that, it is meant to basically act as a speed paint-ish, right? Mm-hmm. You can use it as a bunch of different things, though. I've done it for quick filtering. It helps with glazing. That's essentially the one step, essentially. So you won't find all the colors back and forth, right? They're not all, like there's some new colors in one step, like crimson, right? So they're not always one-to-one, but that's essentially what those are. And the special sauce will turn any of the Pro Acryl line into a one-step color.
Yeah, so they're supposed to make so many of those processes, whether it's that base coat that you just want to do quickly, like with a contrast paint, but you want to have it actually look like you painted it. I mean, that's what these are, but they don't look all splotchy. Pop in super close. Yeah. You know, you don't have the splotchiness that you do with normal contrast paints. It looks highly painted, but this is all just one-step paint.
Yep. Period. Yeah, because that's just, you said you just slopped that on, right?
Slop, like heavy duty. I mixed an entire little cup of the mix and went to town. Like you can tell how heavily I slopped it on because you can see how satin the finish is on the models.
Oh, yeah.
See how glossy it is? That's because I basically like dipped them in it. I didn't, but I was using a BAB and just pounding it on and then setting them over here. And I was surprised they didn't drip around the base with how much I put on them. Because I knew I had to do the big warjacks and everything. So yeah, I just went to town. And it turned out great. That's also why I thinned it down, because I knew I was going to hit it pretty heavy.
Dallas says, I'm painting terrain right now, only using one steps and dry brushing. Just
I'm telling you, man,
nice.
it makes some of those things so simple and still look great. That's the key for me, is that I didn't like the way other speed paint type products looked at the end of the day. And so I wanted to make sure before Pro Acryl name went on it that it was something that made it look like you had actually spent more time painting than you really did. And that's what we did. We kind of nailed that.
Sir Sheldon, loving Chris's French lessons, LOL. Hey, I'm very good at French. Segway.
Segu.
Segou. Quidon.
Oh my God.
Come on now.
There you go.
I'm
I apologize
very
to
fluent
anybody
in
whose
French.
language is
Mally,
being trampled.
Mally taught me. Shout out to Mally and the EU team. If you're in the EU, great segue. Check that out. Cool blammer. Hit that link right there. We have an EU
Can you
store where you
don't
can
have to punch, but you can twist the
Oh,
knob.
yeah, let
Oh
me
no,
do
that
that.
works too. Or you can punch and tight
I
and
have
zoom
so
out,
much-
or come in here and then zoom in.
How about this?
I like that.
That looks so much
Yeah,
better.
because I'm showing off how I'm doing the red. So for the pyro red, the first step was to go over almost the entire area where I did the burnt red. I'll pull it in a little bit, see if you can see this, right? I'm not going all the way to the edge,
Can you come down a little bit? There it is. Perfect.
right? I'm not going all the way to the edge where the burnt red was, and then just kind of working it to this high spot here. And that gives me the first area of highlight on that portion of the cloak. See how I didn't come all the way down into here? Might want to extend a little bit further there. But I don't want to go all the way and cover all of my burnt red. I just want to kind of go to the edge, use very wispy strokes that with the thin paint kind of blends it on its own. And so you can start seeing how the top of that bump in the cloak is starting to highlight. And if I find myself like here, it's a little dark, so I want to add in a little bit here. So I'll just glaze a little bit along that edge. And just play with it. Now the red rolls across the front a little bit better. And then I'll just do that, but I won't do every panel this way because with my brighter color, it doesn't need to live everywhere, like in every shadow, right? And again, I'm using quite a bit of water on the brush, and then I'm thinning it out and then wiping it off on my thumb so that when I go over here to the model, I don't have a whole lot of color, but I have enough to get that nice smooth glaze that doesn't leave any bubbles of paint anywhere. And then I just grab those areas where I know it's going to be brighter, like here at the top of this fold.
Nicholas has a good idea. I'll get to it after
I might
this.
do a little bit under here, but that isn't a real bright area. And
Great
maybe
idea,
here on that
Nicholas.
part that pooches out right there.
Pooch. Jason
Like
must
I said,
have
this
an
first layer is
important
very
dinner.
thin, so it just gives the essence of the color. It's not really brightening too much, but it will show me a difference in coloration. Very quick. You shouldn't be having to do this in 15 layers of glaze or anything like that. This is like one pass. Should give you a really good coloring of red where you want it. Maybe a second little touch-up pass if you don't find it in the right spots. And now the back is looking really good for something that I want to be like a very deep, you know, red cloth. That's starting to look really good. Then while that dries, you go back and do the other areas, right? So don't over wet when you're glazing, right? When you're using thin paint of any kind, it might not feel like a true glaze to you, but it is still. You know, don't over wet an area. Go back and start working on someplace else while that dries. And be okay with the fact that right now it may not look the way you want to. It's fine. You'll get it there. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
And come back here and add some color on some of these other areas.
Danger Boy says, can you please show an example of how the paint would look if you didn't wick it off your thumb?
Yeah. Grab another model here real quick. Go ahead and do a little bit since I know the longer I work, the less pigment is coming off on the brush. I can put it even into the dark spots and just kind of poke a little bit more red in there. Even on that little corner down there, it looks good. We continue to use this real quick.
Nicholas said I spent entirely too much on the Monu merch.
Oh,
Good.
You get yourself some shorts.
Um,
I'm not wearing my shirts today.
he had a good. Nicholas had a good recommendation for you, Jason. What if you put the, you know, because you were saying like you would, you know, you essentially dipped that model, right? What if you put a bunch of one step into a bag, and then dipped your models in it?
Do you think I don't know what's going on here?
No, this is not me. This is Nicholas. He was
think I
mentioning
don't know what's going on here, Chris.
your product announcement from 2025.
Do you think I don't know what's going on here?
You're wearing one for you today, Shailene? Yes, that's right. Bag acryl 2056, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. You thought it was good there. You thought it was good there. What about in a bag? I don't know where I was going with that.
That's
Put
a
it in
horrible,
bag.
horrible pitch.
What
you
I've
thought it was
noticed-
good before. How about in a bag?
Yeah. If you want to make something better,
Put it
all
in a
you have to
bag.
do, put it in a bag. That's right.
Think of all the things that bag science has done for us.
Just put it in a bag. Are you making shaky bag? No, we're just putting stuff in bags. No, I'm not trying to segue, Jason. Meeple, that's a good one. Oh man, this is a masterclass. Yes, one may call it that. This is a masterclass with less bags.
All right, so that's a good first pass. I might want to get a little bit. I feel like this needs a little bit more red to build up here. So we'll do a second pass on this little spot here. Then we'll let that dry, and I will show what happens if you don't wick the red away. Let's find a model of this
While
one.
he's doing that, Bug King says, just wanted to say that Jason's brush control is impressive. Makes it look easy when it's not often not. But I'm not actually saying that because it could be construed as a compliment.
I see what you
We
did
got
there.
you. Hoo-de-doo.
I see what you did there. Maybe on this
You want to come up a little?
face.
Oh, it's Betty Spaghetti.
Okay, so with the way I was glazing there, I'll show you what it's like when you don't offload. So this is the same amount of wetness that I'm currently glazing with.
Yep.
And you'll notice that, like, if I come in and I try to work on her forehead here, that I'm going, so you can already tell. Look at where my line stops. See all that wetness? See that droplet?
Yeah.
And the rest of it's spreading around, like when I'm moving. Notice, just watch when I lift my brush, what happens. See that little droplet?
Yeah.
It draws back, and then I'm having to push that droplet around to even up my paint, and then I'm leaving more droplets everywhere, right? So that droplet I got to move around. I'm always, when I'm painting, when I stop my brush, if I don't wick the wetness away, every time I stop, I've got all of this paint build up. So you can see, like, right in here where there's too much. And it's really not glazing because it's so much pigment, right? As opposed to when I wick, I can even just wick off what I've got here because I have so much on there. And now look at what happens when I do it on the nose. Notice how there's no little droplets. And look at how it's actually now glazing on the nose. And if I come around here, like on the cheek, notice how when I stop my brush, there's no little droplet. And I'm actually able to control how that undercolor, in this case that warm brown, gets to blend with the red more. And I can just keep moving around. I'm not having to chase the droplet off my brush. I don't have too much paint pooling up anywhere. Even in recesses, I can kind of just be willy-nilly and throw the brush into the eye sockets knowing I'm not going to build up paint anywhere. Much better than, see, look, see that drop that's still there? You guys can see that. See that wet spot?
Yeah, it's so
that's all that paint that was on the brush that didn't need to be there.
Right.
All this right here. And if I try to move it away, it tears. That's the problem that people get. See that dark spot? Yep. I try to move that droplet away and it tears right in here. So by removing all of that material off of your brush, you get this nice, clean, I mean, look at this. This glaze back here with the red on the brown works really well. So now I get a real glaze through all these areas where I didn't have to chase pigment, and I'm able to control how it blends, as opposed to up here where I get way too much pigment dropped off. So that causes you to then go back and over thin the paint, because it didn't need to be thinner, it just needed to be less pigment on my brush. Because you can see how the same brush load of pigment, once I wicked it away, gave me the ability to see the brown through it down here, right? This is a nice glaze across the cheeks. Where the brightness on the cheek was, I get more red. Where the darkness was, I don't. But up here, it was dark and bright, and I just get an equal amount of red because I over flooded the area. Then I tried to get the flooded part away, and I tore the paint.
Yeah.
Right? So this is what causes 100% almost of everybody's problems with glazing, and it's all solved by just getting rid of the paint before you go to the model. 100%.
Huh.
And that causes chalkiness, because you can imagine tide staining that happens when the paint runs into areas. We have a model over here. Somebody asked, like, how do you keep your, I was glazing white one day, and people are like, oh, I can't ever glaze white, it turns chalky, right? Can you punch in super close?
Yeah. I can get
So
real
this,
in
no,
there.
that's fine. No, that's fine.
Okay.
This is what happens when I just went in with titanium white on the brush and didn't wick any off. And I went in and it just floods, right? The paint goes down into the recesses. It acts like a wash. It floods into the low spots where you don't want it. It becomes chalky, like this little coffee stain out here that you can see at the top of my thumb. See that little arc? That's where when the water was there, it flooded into that low spot. And then when the water evaporated, it left that dry pigment, right, sitting around here in clumps where you didn't want it. It looked like it was colored all over, but when it dried, the pigment showed up around the outside. We call it coffee staining because that's what a coffee stain does, right? When you set a coffee cup down and lift it up and it leaves the ring around, once that dries, it leaves these little lines of pigment on the outside of where the water was. That's what's happening. That's why you're getting that chalky effect. All I did is take this brush load, wick it on my thumb, and then came back and was able to glaze highlights onto this other red pouch with the same brush load of white. I didn't change it. I just wicked it away. And the same, just like I did on that red a minute ago, I just took what was wrong with this, wicked it off, and was able to then create nice blended highlights with white that, even though they turn pink on red, of course, it doesn't look chalky. It's very smooth. It gives a nice coloration. It actually glazes, right? So you can do any color. You just have to make sure that you're making the step or the effort to control the wetness on your brush. Because too much fluid on your brush creates those droplets of paint that you now have to scoot around, that they try to fall into low spots, so now you have maybe a bright color and a shadow. It can cause you all sorts of problems, whereas when you wick it away, you may not get all the color you want, but now that second and third layer that you layer on have a better effect, because you're never fighting it, you're controlling it, you're building it up as you want to get to where you're trying to get, right?
Yeah. Huh. 'Cause that's like the just don't do or just do this video explains a lot of that, right?
A little bit, yeah,
Yep.
a little bit. That's more about just layering colors and not like the last glaze like what we're doing here. But yeah, similar in concept for the thin part, right? The just do this is how we're building up this red and how we're doing one light pass first and then adding, like right now with the red, I'm now going back with a little bit more opacity and being a little bit more particular where I put it. So I'm just focusing in on highlight areas now because this may be the brightest color I do on these cloaks. And we kind of plotted out where we wanted some of the red, and now we're coming back.
Yeah.
And detailing it into those areas to where we can really grab a little bit more of that look.
General Ginkgo, great question. I believe we're gonna either do it Tuesday or Wednesday, the June review. Did we determine that, Jason?
I think we said Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yes. Wednesday is the June review. June challenge review for vehicles. Everybody is going to be there, including me and Jason.
Yeah, I'm not leaving. So you're stuck with me all week.
Yeah.
So I will be doing the review. And see, now we get a nice highlight with the red over the burnt red on even on the high spots. And we still leave a little bit of fluctuation of shadow or darkness where we need it. But that gives us a really nice way to build up color and keep your volume straight and not have to work too hard at it. You know, this is just pass 2 with the paint. And again, even though I'm going more opaque, I'm still removing a bunch of it because I still don't want big bubbles of paint on the areas that I'm painting here.
For those of you who are just asking there who haven't been here for a review or what is a June review, every month we have a Discord challenge, and you can make sure you head over to our Discord right here, and you can basically challenge yourself to be a better painter. And that's what we do, and then we review them live on stream, all your submissions. Sir Sheldon, with those gifted subs, thank you so much.
Okay, again, on the bigger area that the person was asking about,
And
I'm just going to use these
too.
diagonal brush strokes and go from one side to the other, and then from this right side back into the middle, so that I can create that red buildup in the center of the area here. And then I can work it off to the edges as I need to, but that's just going to be a bunch of loose brush strokes creating a kind of what would be sketchy if it had a lot of contrast, but because this is a very tone-on-tone thing, right, then it just builds up some red, lets some darkness run along the side. Just like we did before, I want this flap over here to have a little bit more brightness, so again, I'm going to just work my brush with very simple brush strokes back up towards that bright area I just laid out. Remember that you're always
Thank you so
wanting to
much, Sir
move your
Sheldon.
brush in a way that takes the paint from where you don't want it to where you do want it.
Sir Sheldon, thank you again so much for those gifted subs. If you got one from Sir Sheldon, make sure you give him some hearts. We appreciate you. That's awesome.
And then we're able to get a nice highlight on the top edge of that cloak there.
And Jeff saying, okay, what underpainting would you use / work up from black uniforms? I want to use one step over it working on Soviet naval uniforms, dark blue, black.
Because what I did here with just black, gray, and white
yeah.
works really well. And you've got, like, you can see the pants here. The pants are just the same dark blue, black on that cloth on the pants. So if that works for you, this was just black, neutral gray, bright neutral gray, dry brush white. And then it works out fine, right? You get the bluishness of the dark blue black that way because you have a neutral background in the neutral gray and the white to let the blue really come out. Whereas like when we did these guys, we used pale yellow, and this is dark blue black over pale yellow, and it kind of gives you more of a green.
Yeah.
Right? But these are done the same way with the same color. It's just the underpainting was more yellowish here, purple and yellow, versus all black and gray. So it shows you how powerful the one-step colors can be. You can have the same color, in this case, dark blue, black, create lots of different ways and different looks for you. Different ways to use it.
These models are from War Machine. We're on a big War Machine kick here on stream.
Well, I got back into playing it, so. Played again on Friday. Chris played.
I did.
Chris lost his first War Machine game.
I did.
Put up a good valiant effort, though.
I did.
How'd you like it?
I did. It was good. Tell me about that Tau again.
Dude, these are
Says
amazeballs. Balls.
What's the color process?
Here, let me get one that has more color on
Just
it. Just
for you. He's going to grab a model. Real question, not a Chris insult. I can't read your real questions, Little Billy. Sorry. Oh, let me back out. Oh, pretty.
So the Tau army is royal purple. I prime everything black first, and then it's royal purple all over the model, and then pale yellow as a zenithal, right? So heavy on his right shoulder, his left shoulder, or right, with a heavy zenithal, so that I get dynamic. I get lots of darkness from this side, because again, these are just gaming models. I'm not trying to spend a lot of time on them, but I can show you how you can do such a great look and still be fast. And so it literally is just royal purple all over everything, pale yellow, heavy zenithal this way. Then I dry brushed with bright ivory, I think. It might have been white. I think it was bright ivory. I dry brushed with bright ivory just to catch the edges. And then it's with the airbrush filtering dark blue black over it, not with the brush. These guys were all done with the brush, right? So these guys, I just basically treated it like a heavy wash. And so notice how I get way more blue because the dark blue black really takes over. Now these were also highlighted with white, right? So you can see the difference in coloration from the same paint. But here it's done through the airbrush, so it doesn't act like a wash, doesn't seep into the crevices. I already had all my shadow built up through my pre-highlight, and I just airbrushed the dark blue black to give that filter. And when it went over the pale yellow and the bright ivory, it gave us this chromatic black that leans green. And then it's just edge highlighting in faded green and bright ivory. So it's super simple. Well, I say super simple. The million miles of edge highlighting you're going to do on Tau is not super simple, but
that's a lot.
It works.
Of edge highlighting.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
Yeah. And then all of the other is just Payne's gray and white blue, just real quick to give a little bit of contrast to like the chicken leg armor. The metal is more of a deep gun metal on certain parts. Doesn't provide a lot of contrast. I go with most of the contrast on these models are on the base. From doing the base as this red desert, burnt sienna, orange oxide, and warm flesh kind of workup. Super simple, and it shows you that you don't have to use a lot of. It lets all of the color you choose to use, like the royal purple and faded plum on the sword, can really stand out when you use a more monochromatic theme on your army. I've always thought that military models are more monochromatic anyway, and you're not going to have like bright yellow Space Marines generally. But I'm not going to let my reality ruin the fantasy. But if you can keep them monochromatic, then splashes of color really have more interest they can add to the model. The bone-ish color for the cloth, can stand out more because it's against this darker palette. So that's kind of been the theme that I'm doing when I'm painting fast, is you can create a chromatic black armor and use splashes of color like the deep red on the cloaks on these guys. And on the table, it maintains a lot of interest once we determine a base color to give it some contrast. I wouldn't do these in the red. But it's just a quick way to get armies to look really good really fast.
Nice. You can call me Plant. I'm curious about your technique for tackling flesh tones on gaming models with these Zenithal techniques.
Well, I treat skin differently, right? Because on small gaming models, the zenithal process, the pre-highlight, isn't going to do you any good on the skin, really, because I'm even on small models like the small guys here. I have to build the process for more of the character models where I have a lot more surface area. I mean, look at just the hero model here is much bigger, right? But I typically don't worry about the pre-highlight doing anything for me on flesh. I treat it like I did the cloak here. The cloak is done just with basing with mahogany and eliminating all of my pre-highlight altogether. That lets me be sloppy with the application of the dark blue black like I've done. And then really I just paint the skin up as if it were opaque paint with no pre-highlight.
Yeah, that's great.
If you can keep your pre-highlight clean as you do the rest of the armor and stuff, then you can definitely use, you can take the special sauce medium and mix it with any of the flesh tones you want and come up with some really great skin tones that you can do as a more speed paint application. Works great. But I typically don't do that. I'll just start with a dark flesh and work up to lighter flesh. These guys are undead, so we'll go with a grayish flesh tone on them.
Dallas is going to steal your Tau scheme.
You should. It's great.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, you should. It's great. There are no schemes are owned by anybody.
Bill Reiser, what greens would you recommend if I wanted to start with olive green for orc skin and a brighter green I can mix in the highlights on the muscle? ?
On orcs, I like a lot more yellow. So I like the yellow green and bright yellow green, even if I just use them as mixers.
Yeah.
They work great. And then, pale yellow mixed in with the yellow greens works really well for final highlights. Depends on how yellow you really want the model to get at the end of the day, I guess. I always show everybody the Hulk model. I don't have a lot of green orcs around here. But that's what I've done here.
That's a great orc skin, though.
Yeah, I would do all my orcs this way. I might not go quite as yellow with the bright yellow green. I might leave it a little bit more in the mid-tone yellow green. But I like this because I grew up in the age where this would have been goblin skin.
Yeah.
Because goblins were brighter, and as orcs got bigger and badder, they got darker, so they became darker green. But I don't. If you don't subscribe to that, then this works great. But this is dark blue as a base, so it has dark blue as a base for the shadows. I didn't use my normal purple because his pants are purple, right?
Did you use Payne's gray or dark blue?
Dark blue.
Dark blue?
Yeah, okay. Dark blue on this guy. And then into dark yellow green, bright yellow green, and then pale yellow with the bright yellow green as the final striation and muscle tone on him. I also use a magenta wash in the crevices so that you can see there's some pinkish in the crevices that still make it look like he'd bleed red if you cut him.
Lumberjack says, I'm painting jeans on Logan. I know what I'm doing, but I bet some new viewers would love to know what you would do for jeans.
For jeans?
Yeah, for blue jeans.
Color or application?
Kind of both. What would be your color?
I like dark gray blue and gray blue.
Okay.
And mixing them together. Ultramarine works really, really well for jeans as well.
Yeah.
It's a neat jean color, believe it or not. But I like dark gray blue and gray blue mixed together, and then I do a pretty sketchy application of paint so that I can show the heavy weave of denim when I'm doing jeans.
Oh, nice. Sigavax.
But you can make it happen in almost just two colors.
I'm glad Sigavax says, I'm glad we get almost 5 days of 5 days of a week painting with Jason. Everything I watch, my inspiration shoots through the roof, and I feel good about experimentation.
Awesome.
I'm getting ready to paint Ironmonger from MCP, and I'm going to with Rub and Buff Silver and a while bottle of Noosh.
Awesome.
Maybe a little bit. Hey, give
I
it a
love
whirl.
If we can have just even a tiniest bit of inspiration for you, that's great.
Lumberjack says, I'm doing Payne's Gray into Faded Ultramarine. Gotcha.
Yeah, Payne's Gray and Faded
Gray.
Ultramarine can be really cool. That's going to be a really dark transition, which can be cool for like a darker gene. If I like faded, like Wild West style gene, so I'm always thinking in that more bluish denim. But yeah, Payne's Gray is fantastic. Any of the dark blues, and then any of the light blues, right? Even the like you said, the faded ultramarines that kind of exist in a near violet blue range work great to work your highlights in. Big fan.
Alien says, yes, the 5 days gives me a great way to make painting sessions as routine as possible. Yep. You got to make it routine. You got to build it in. You got to build it into your schedule.
Purposeful is the key.
We talk about that here all the time.
Yep.
Alcash TV, thank you so much for that raid.
Hello!
Welcome in, Raiders. Woohoo! Welcome in, Raiders. Hope you're all doing well. We're painting up some War Machine. If you don't know who we are, we're Monument Hobbies. We make all the hobby products you see Jason using here. And there you go. Ask away. Ask questions. Shadowcast has a question. When applying non-metallic metal to larger parts of a model, would you still approach the color buildup the same way as non-metallic metal? Just jumping to the bright colors, question mark.
Okay, wait. What was the catalyst, or what was the discerning factor here? Big models?
Yeah, when applying non-metallic metal to large parts of a model, would you still approach the color buildup the same way as non-metallic metal, just jumping to the brighter colors?
I want to make sure I'm understanding, because I mean, you would paint the non-metallic metal the same way regardless of the size of the area you're painting. I'm not sure I'm understanding you correctly.
You might want to rephrase your question there, Shadowcast.
I want to make sure I'm answering it correctly for you, because I would always treat the way I paint the non-metallic the same, regardless of size. Making sure that you still have to make that drastic jump to bright colors. You're just going to have larger expanses of your mid-tone the larger the surface is. We did that non-metallic gold video on painting Antonio LT Gray's shoulder plate, and it's enormous, right? The shoulder plate's as big as his whole model.
I'm getting there. Hold.
Right?
Hold.
And so if you watch that video, it talks about building up your midtones and when to make that jump, depending on how polished and shiny you want it versus dull and unpolished.
He said it again. I'm going.
So we talk about all that.
Here it is.
As we go through the steps on creating this. And you don't have to worry as much about the color. This defines the colors we're using and shows them in process, but you could swap any of those colors with dark to mid to light. But the process is the same for finding the light and the shine on it to discern what the metal condition is like.
That's what the...
Other than jumping up in brightness, would you approach color build up the same way? Yep.
Oh, Emerson. Great question. My main army is Tau, and now I want to make a display board for tournaments. Ooh. I have no idea where to start. Any suggestions? Ooh.
I have to be honest with you. I'm on the fence with display boards because I feel like the best display board is one that just ties the environment of your bases together nicely. I think some verticality is nice, like if you can have your vehicles on a platform like a hill and your troops on the ground, but there's storytelling to be done there. So depending on how you vision your army, my tower on these desert bases, right? Yeah. And so these red desert bases. And so if I were to do that, then I think that the biggest part of it is just doing something fun, indicative of the red desert base. So maybe I do some saguaro cactuses. Maybe I put some wildlife buzzards flying around or something like that really ties them into the fact that I put them on this dry, arid desert base. Yeah. That makes it feel like it would suck the water out of your mouth. That would be where my head would go. I would worry less about structures and things on it than to really put the models into that environment and let that just be the thing. And if when you got there it had like tumbleweeds and vultures and desert and cactuses, then that would be your Wild West Towel kind of feel. And I think that does enough. If you also wanted to put like maybe it'd be fun if you had the opportunity to 3D print out like an old gas station with the old hand pumps on it, like you could do something cool like that takes it a step further. But I start from making the board something that immerses the models into the environment I've envisioned them in with the basing that I've done. Get that done, and then maybe build from there and say, oh, I could do a lean-to, or I could put a lake on it, or whatever you want to do. Side of a castle. I don't usually start from that end of like structures and things like that unless I already had that vision. Droth, looking for advice. When going for lighting effects, how should you approach it? Should you base coat the model first and filter it back, or just try and paint all the light from start through color mixing? Either or. This is usually a chef's choice, so to speak, right? You're going to go in and, where were we? We're on 200?
Yeah.
It's usually something where I say, when doing lighting, whatever clicks for you the most. I've shown in multiple ways how you can do it. This model we painted with the light as a color choice as we were going.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so this one I'm painting with very muddy coloring, because I know that if I'm in a dark cave and the only light is the torch, then the rest of the colors don't matter as much. But I still need to know that the pants are brown, the tunic's greenish, right? And then I have steel. So I'm doing that mostly with the value sketching on there, so that I keep the materials looking different, and not so much with color. So you don't want the color to jump out. Could you have painted this in brown with highlights like brown and painted it like it was in daylight, then filtered it black with like black wash or brown wash or something like that, or just a overspray of a filter to muddy all those colors together? Yes, you could, and then go back and highlight them appropriately for your light source. So again, it's a step-by-step thing. Like on this side, when we painted it, we just kept everything dull, and then basically base coat and one highlight, if you want to call it, but it's just a brighter shadow color, and then highlight it with the light, and let the light hit and be that distraction for you. And so here we have the lighting from the bottom, like it's some eerie pool of water, and then on this side from the torchlight. And here it was just making sure that as I go to where the torchlight is, I'm just adding yellows and whites and doing all of that.
Yeah.
But it's really up to you. Whatever feels the most secure. A lot of people, and a lot of times when I do like Space Marines, it's a lot easier to just paint the Space Marine like there's no effect, and then come back and add the effect on. That gets harder when you're doing things like White Scars or Imperial Fists, where the armor's bright, because then the lighting effect doesn't have as big of an opportunity to have that impact.
Yeah.
So then you might want to filter the bright armor down. The problem with doing that is it changes your color. Now your White Scar isn't white, he's gray. Now your Imperial Fist isn't yellow, he's brown or orange, right? And that may not be what you want. So sometimes you're just keeping the lighting effect to the plasma gun, right? And you're not going outside the boundaries of just the plasma. You're not trying to throw it up on the chest and head and try to, sometimes you have to restrain the drama because it doesn't work for the coloring scheme that you've done.
Take it easy, little Billy.
When using different shades of colors, how do you choose which ones to use so that the color value isn't too much of a jump to the point where it looks odd? Coxie, the easy way is pick two colors. You can almost do this for any jump. Black and white, the biggest disparity in value you can go with. Go black and white and mix them together 50-50 to get the gray that's in between, and use that gray to layer between your black and your white, and now you've made a transition. Now, you may want to do multiple mixes if you're going between black and white, depending on how smooth you want that transition to be. I haven't done any mixing here. We've gone from mahogany to burnt red to pyrrole red, and I get a really nice blend of reds without any mixing, because I do my standard first layer is thin, so that thin glaze blends with the color beneath it, and then the second layer brings opacity into it. So if you do that, then you can kind of build it up. Even with black and white, you can do black, and then a thin layer of white creates a gray, and then a heavier layer of white creates your white. Again, you're probably going to want to do multiple passes of that if you have that big of a jump. But that's really what I'm always talking about. We talk about in terms of, if I were going to paint like this red, and if I wanted to start with mahogany, and I didn't want to do the burnt red, if I just wanted to go mahogany to pyrrole red, right?
Yeah.
Let's do that real quick. This is a good lesson for people. 2 colors can become 5, right?
Wait a second. Say that again?
2 colors can become 5. I'm just going to throw a number out there. In a lot of cases, we think of 2 colors as always 3, okay? So if you can wrap your brain around that, then your painting will just jump levels above, right? If you're not already in this thought process. 2 colors is always 3 at minimum. Okay, and this makes painting so much easier.
Okay.
Because you wind up with, okay, now I have mahogany. This is where I'm starting. So I base coat my model. I got a nice dark shadow base. It's a nice rich brownish red. Boom. Right? Mahogany.
Hydrant Blush, thank you so much for those raids.
Can you pop in a
Welcome,
little
Raiders.
closer?
Yeah. Thank you, Raiders.
Right? So mahogany. Now you've got a good dark color as your base coat. Then I take the mahogany and I add in 25% Pyro Red. Okay? So it's 75-25. Right? Now I have my first lighter shade color, right? So I have my shadow and then my light shade color. Right? Then I go 50-50. Now I have my midtone.
Nice. Okay.
Right? So between a dark color and a light color, your 50-50 gives you your midtone. Any combination of them below that gives you your bright shade. Right? Then I go what I would call 75% red, 25% mahogany. Right? And now I have my bright midtone.
Can you come up a little? Perfect.
Right? And then last but not least, straight Pyro Red. And that's your highlight. So that's 2 colors equal 5. And if you start to think this way, your paint collection just got so much more incredible for you. Because you don't have to think in terms of triads and all that. You can just grab the bright and dark version of the color you want the model to be, bright blue, dark blue, and mix them to get the midtone blues. And now all of a sudden you have the ability to create gradients where if you just painted like I did, you'll get a really nice gradient on whatever you paint. You don't even have to worry as much about blending. If you reduce this to 3 steps, then you need to blend between them a little better to create these colors on your own. But if you mix the colors, then you can do really well. This is the way Jen, my partner, paints. One of the best painters I know. I want you to look at this. This is all 100% done with brush, right? Some very, very bright coloring. Some very, very unique transitions between blue and magenta and orange and yellow, all done with a brush, no airbrush. She does this by mixing all the colors and taking all these colors and turning them into a dozen or more colors on the palette and just painting them along like this is where that goes and this is where that goes. And she does all that with no real blending, but it looks blended better than you or I could do, right? That's airbrush quality blending, and she's done that without really blending. She just mixes all the colors into a myriad of colors, a rainbow of colors on her palette, and is done. Butter. Just butter, right? So if you can get used to making your colors do this by mixing them, you're limitless now, right? You don't. For those of you that have a problem blending, just mix more colors and just paint them tight together. The fewer colors you have, the more it looks like a candy corn, where it's a bright color and a midtone and a dark color, and you just get banding. Well, you don't want the banding, but you can see here that we start losing the idea of banding the more colors we mix. And then it doesn't take much to blend these together, because we've left, a full half an inch of each color here. When you're on your model doing it, you don't even see that, right? Pop in super close on this guy. That's all I've done here, but you wouldn't know it, right? Because it looks blended. I haven't blended anything on this thing. It's just layered. But by layering the way I do, by mixing the colors together and doing the glazes, now you look like you have a very smooth blend. And you can make every single one of your models look like this for very, very low effort. If the transitions were rough, would a glaze over it all melt them together? It can, but it also shifts the color. So like on here, if you wanted to take all these colors and blend them together more, you have to determine what you're going to glaze with, right? Like if I wanted to glaze this, I generally pick my midtone, so the 50-50 color, right? So let's mix up that 50-50 color real quick, which is this middle one here. And then I'll create a glaze with it, just a bunch of water on my brush, right? So it's this color, right?
Yeah.
And then you glaze over everything with that.
Can you come up a little?
Right?
Yep.
Then you glaze over everything with that midtone, and boom, you've now gotten rid of all of your lines. Look at that. And now it's a blend, a very nice blend. But I've darkened it up because I used my midtone. So that's the only thing. So if you're going to want to do this, if you're going to want to paint with heavier layering, and then you want to glaze to smooth your layers out, you're going to have to go brighter than you really want, and then use your midtone or bright midtone to glaze back over it. Because if you glaze the highlight, then you're going to brighten your shadows too much. right? So that's the easy way to accomplish that. And then you can just do, however many layers you want of glazing that together. And that's a very good way to then smooth out your blends. But just realize that every filter you put on alters the value of the paint that you've just applied. So be careful. That's why you'll see me when I'm underpainting, over brighten my model. It's why I do that bright white dry brush on a model before I put a filter on it. The dry brush the filter is going to make the dry brush messiness go away, but also that white edge highlight is going to, when I put the filter on, keep the edge brighter than everything else and do half of my job for me when I'm going back and edge highlighting. Now I just do little edge highlights because the main edge is still bright enough. All of these guys, when you look at them, have already got all the edges, right? That are already bright. See that?
Yeah.
Like on the side of the armor there and all this, because of that bright white edge highlight. I haven't done any edge highlighting on these. It's just the bright white dry brush that did all that. And so now when I've used the one step as a filter, I already have very bright edges. And now I just go back with my brighter color and catch little small details, and it makes the edge look blended. So it does a lot of that work for you. But it means punching it up to where when you're looking at the model at first, you're like, that's not what I want. But the filter will bring it back to where you want it. That's the trust the process part of it.
T. Schmid, thank you so much. 87 months. Thank you, Jason.
Thank
Toxie
you.
says, thank you very much for that tutorial that has underlined the problem I've been having.
Awesome.
There you go.
Awesome. Yeah. That's what we do.
That was a good bit.
And remember, all these steps are true of any color and any paint you're using. They're not exclusive to Procryl. This is just the use of paint to get stuff done. Right?
Well.
2 paints become 5, you say.
What? You know what I'm finding about this guy?
Yeah.
Is that... Okay, so the part of the arrow that should stick out of the quiver is not the tip.
Wait a second. Is that... Oh, his arrow tips are at the top.
The fletching should come out the
Yes.
quiver.
Why is that, you think? Because he's dangerous?
Because the sculptor hasn't ever used a bow?
We don't talk about that. That is very silly.
I swear sculptors hate me. Because I'm always like, the magazine won't fit in the gun that way,
But
right?
Jason, that's so much cooler. The arrow tips are so much cooler.
Here, let me grab the explosive tip with my hand.
We should call him. We'll get on him, Jason.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. The mo you know.
Put the arrows on upside down like the shoulder pad. Hey, wait a minute.
Hey, whoa, hey.
We
whoa.
resemble that remark.
Order in the court.
Hey, I fixed that live. I owned up and admitted that Chris put it together wrong, and then I fixed his mistake live on stream. Just to show you how real Monument Hobbies is.
None of that's real.
I did mess up a complete model by on Sanguinius.
Boo.
Gluing one of the shoulder plates upside down, and we had to cut a wing off and bust the shoulder pad off with force and then turn it around. And I think you cringed. I think there was a collective gasp in chat as we were prying on the shoulder plate.
I thought it would come off way...
Because I super glue everything, so that doesn't make that easy. And it's resin.
And you didn't even use Uncure.
No.
What was it called? It's Uncure, I believe.
The fix your mess ups. It was that shoulder plate.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't pry it off without taking the wing off. So we took the wing off, and I actually was able to break the wing, and you can't ever tell that happened.
No, you can't. Not for, if you
I
zoom
busted
out.
that whole thing off. I was like, screw it, pop, and that came off. I didn't really mean for it to. I was like, watch this, chat, and it literally broke the wing off, and I was like, I hope that's a clean cut. And it was. So we got very lucky on that because it didn't even break any of the little feathers on the thing that could have been a disaster.
Oh, boy.
But then I was prying on this basically with a screwdriver. Yeah. But I wound up breaking the arm off, right? And then we were able to get the shoulder pad off of the arm. I think that's how it happened.
Yep.
Anyway, we did a lot of surgery on Sanguinius, and it's all Chris's fault.
I'll take that bullet.
What you say your job is? The slings and arrows? Except I don't think you meant the ones coming from me. But, hey,
I do take that, Jason.
But,
You're right.
I mean,
I take the slings, the arrows, every single day to protect the precious person.
The precious. Wait a minute. What am I, the One Ring now?
No, the precious king inside the castle. See?
What?
I am the fortress that blocks... Avian says, I hope this is a quick question. Never around here. I looked up your gem work on the thumbnail 8 years ago.
Holy.
Okay, can I use the lenses and sensors?
Holy.
Yeah, of course. Avian, you answer your own questions.
Time ago, man.
You answer your own questions a lot here, Avian.
Yeah.
I think you could use it for lenses and sensors.
100%. It's the same thing. Anything that is reflective, like glass, that shows. Although, when we're doing a lens, and as long, I think that was like an Eldar gemstone, so it was oval, or it was like elliptical. So yeah, if I'm doing like a flat face reflection on the side of an ice crystal or something, that's the only time, because you have to take into account the shape of the object is what's going to define the light and the reflection, not the thing it is. You can say, it's a gem. Well, that doesn't mean anything. What shape is it? Then now you can apply light to it. That's why I'm always telling you to go out and look on Google and save some Google images about steel sphere, steel pyramid, steel cone, steel cylinder, steel cube, all those things. And then steel torus. And now all of a sudden you have these images of how light reflects off a very reflective shape. And then you just apply that light where you've learned the light reflects on a cube, and then anytime you're faced with an object on a model that's cube-like, now you know how to apply the light. Humans, by and large, are cylinders and spheres, and a couple of pyramids and cones. But cylinders and spheres is the human body, right? Like 100%. Right, the torso, the trunk of the body is a cylinder with some spheroids on it, depending on like pectoral and breast area. The fingers are all cylinders with spheres in between at the knuckles. Technically, the hand, when it's depicted most time, is more like a cylinder because it rounds out as the bones go.
Danger. So. I'm a sphere, all right.
Oh yeah.
Pears and apples, says Dallas. Of course. Jason is going to grab a canvas and we're going to paint bowls of fruit.
Bowls of fruit. Hey, careful. I've threatened to do a canvas painting stream once or twice a month.
Why would that be a threat?
Don't threaten me.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Avian's like, well, cool. Thanks. Hey, Avian, you can be the master of your destiny. You can do whatever you want.
Yes, you can.
Except for jump off a cliff and survive.
I mean, how high is the cliff? You're never asking the right questions,
What
Chris.
is a cliff,
You're
Jason?
never asking the right questions,
But what
Chris.
is the metaphor of life of which that cliff is you to jump? I don't know.
Squeeze you?
Go look that up. What? How high does something need to be considered a cliff? Like if I stand on this chair, is that a cliff? Right? I make a very valid point.
A Cliff Bar is like 3 inches long.
Okay, that's your measurement. If you eat a Cliff Bar, you're jumping off a cliff. So
no, you could jump off a Cliff Bar. You didn't make it specific. You could open the wrapper, eat the candy bar, leave the part that says Cliff on it on the ground, literally jump off it, survive, and be like, "Atcha!"
That's true.
You can do whatever I want.
Brett's Minis, first time chat, welcome in. I'm painting some AdMech in a Ryza scheme, okay?
Ryza? I don't know which color scheme that is, but yes.
Using orange oxide as my base color on the robes. What would be a good shading and highlight color to incorporate to make it more dramatic?
Burnt sienna for the shadow would be my first choice.
Okay.
Highlight could be Nova Orange, if you want to stay in the oranges, or mix. I prefer to take orange oxide, mix it with pale yellow. Right? That does really well. Remember that any of your colors, think of it like this. Orange is made from what colors?
Primarily greens and
definitely greens.
purples?
Lots and lots of greens and purples in my oranges.
No.
Don't listen to this guy.
It would be reds and yellows.
He's a paid professional here, folks.
I have that color.
Yes.
Reds and yellows.
Magentas and yellows, but yes, reds and yellows. So when you are working through that, you can say to yourself, okay, now I know that with orange, I'm going to get a good result if I make sure I use any of the two components that are used, or multiple components that are used to make orange. So red and yellow, right? Or magenta and yellow. And so if I use bright versions of either of those, I'm going to get a good highlight. So if you use pink with orange, you're going to get a good highlight color. It may not be the color you want, but it's going to be a good color that complements orange. But yellow is typically where I go for oranges because it just feels right. It keeps the warmth on pace. It doesn't turn it too reddish or ultimately into pink again. So yellows, some flesh tones, because they're yellow enough, so bright flesh tones can work really well for oranges too. They typically will desaturate it into more of like that sherbet color, but can be really cool. So I think yellows mixed in are great. Warm flesh is a fantastic color just over orange without any mixing, right? Dark warm flesh can work pretty well too, depending on how bright your base orange is.
We make amazing. Dallas says magenta is the true primary, not red.
Yeah.
But you know what? We make
because magenta and yellow give you red. And then when you continue to add yellow, you get orange.
We make a lot of amazing magentas here. Dallas, if you didn't know.
That guy, Dallas.
Magenta wash. Quidon, magenta. Come on now.
I apologize, chat.
Me too. I apologize, chat. Jason sometimes gets off the rails, and I got to get him back on.
I get off the... Wait.
No, Gandalf! Oh, I dropped my pens and papers and all that. Ladies and gentlemen.
Why did you do that?
We're back.
Why did you do that?
More magenta, please.
Why did you do that? Why did you just drop all your stuff?
My noisemakers, Gandalf. Jason, have you ever painted a model that appears to be underwater? How would you go about doing that?
Yes, I have. So the first thing is that you've got to pick like your color of water, and then I like painting the model monochromatic in my water tone.
Okay.
The harder part of it is how are you going to do your diffused lighting? Like, are you in shallow water where you can see the ripples of the waves above as highlights? It's the same as when somebody says, hey, I want to paint a model as if it's in the forest with light filtering through the leaves and branches above it.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, great. So paint the model in a darker shaded version of itself, and then you've got to paint all these pinpricks of light that will
it sounds complicated.
Filter through the trees. Yeah, so the water can be, go look at Eric Swenson's not latest, but last year I think it was masterpiece where he did the
bubble, the gal underwater.
Yeah, it's the mermaid and the guy
or something.
Right, the siren and the guy trapping him underwater and the bubbles and the light from above. It was fantastically done. Because he did that, he captured the ripples of the waves and the way the sunlight filters through those ripples to the depths, and pulled that off amazing. So again, I think it's part of that, going and finding a piece that is indicative of what you're looking for in sample art, that you can pull from, and then bravery is the key.
James says, just ordered a couple paint expansion sets and a Big Boss Hobby Nerd shirt for my birthday. So good. Also, your magenta is amazing, but your jade is just a beautiful set of colors. Nice.
Heck yeah. Thank you.
Trying again. How might I best color the tip of a flamethrower as if it was just after the flame expired, so it's still glowing hot?
Oh, that kind of cherry red is oranges and reds.
Oranges and reds, okay.
Yeah, so like red, orange, and burnt red is really nice because it lets you get that just hot enough feeling. Because, the flame isn't going to make it super cherry red, otherwise it would melt. That's why flamethrowers, they actually spit fuel and ignite it away from the gun. Because if they spit flame, it would melt the
spit.
apparatus.
Oh, T-Schmid, thank you for clarifying what that link is in there, mister. You know how I feel about links. That's the link to Eric's piece. You know how I feel about links, T-Schmid. I'm watching you. You gave me this finger, by the way. Shout out to T-Schmid. A Tushmid. Bing,
Right.
bing, 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 bing.
So when you look at a flamethrower, it has like a nozzle, and then it has sticking out from the nozzle a flame, an ignition flame.
Right.
And so the fuel doesn't get ignited until it's inches away from the barrel. So it technically only gets soot on it. So if that matters in your storytelling, then you paint it like that. You put like black soot on it. If it doesn't matter and you want to paint it with like red glow, then that's cool. And then orange reds, I wouldn't go to like yellow hot, like white hot. But I think like something like orange, maybe orange oxide, burnt red would work really well. Maybe some regular orange. This guy has just barely any face showing at all.
Doesn't have much face. What was that? Looks
And it ain't easy to get to.
kind of looks like Sylvanas, right? Is that from World of Warcraft? Sylvanas, is that her name? I forget her name.
That is her name. Sylvanas Windrunner, something like that.
Windrunner. There you go. Yes, you did give me the finger, T. Schmid. And it's right here.
Rude.
Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. I will never tap the lens. That's not how I work.
Chris, that's not how you roll.
I would never. But
That's
I'm
what
very
kids say.
Close. I can get very close, but I won't do it.
I'm just using dark purple and red gray as my basis for my undead skin. See how I like it?
I hope you do like it.
What if I don't?
I don't know. Reprime it.
Well, it's not that big of a deal.
Don't tap the lens. You'll startle chat. No, I won't. I would never want to.
Can you imagine if it made a sound at their end?
Ding,
Gong,
ding,
gong,
ding,
gong.
ding. That would be scary.
Gong, gong, gong.
Cindy says, I got engulfed in the discussion of highlights and orange that I forgot I had an apple, which is also a shade of yellow and red. Oh, how those cookies crumble.
How the
How those cookies crumble.
crumble cookies?
Crumble.
How the crumbles cookie?
Are you a fan of our current sponsor, Crumble Cookies,
Crumbles.
Jason?
How
Great
the crumbles,
segue.
How the crumbles cookie?
This episode is brought to you by Crumbles Cookies.
Crumbles cookie.
Crumbles Cookies. For when you need a cake, that is called a cookie. It is technically it.
It was kind of a cakey.
There
right?
are Crumbles Cookies are
They're very cakey.
I think they're
Now that you said that, they're very cakey.
They're technically cake, right? It's that legendary debate of pie and crumble is the same thing. You know?
Oh, no. I don't think a crumble has a bottom crust. So
Oh.
it can't be a pie. A crumble has the crust on top.
But what if I call my crumble? No, what's the cobbler?
Cobbler.
Is pie and cobbler the same thing, Jason?
No. A cobbler is when you take the pie and you blend it up.
I don't know, man. But
I don't care if you
but
know
is
or
it-
not.
but
You're
then-
wrong.
But if I just mix a pie, it's cobbler. I just crumble up the pie, it's cobbler?
Yes, and heat it up, put ice cream on top.
These kids today. You should buy crumble cookies, says Meeple. Great. That's what our sponsor would want to say. You should buy crumble cookies. That's how we're going to get sponsors, is that we're just going to take out all the ad fluff and just be like, hey, you should buy Crumbles cookies. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Good day.
Good day to you, sir. Good day to you, sir.
Hey, Chuck. Chuck says, Christopher, please never try baking anything. Chuck, I'm a good baker, but I know you work for the baking mafia, so I got to be careful around saying that around you.
Chuck, I don't know that I believe anything he says. I'm just gonna go out on a
No,
limb.
Chuck, if there's a baking mafia, Chuck and Jade are deep.
Well, that part I know is true.
Dallas, sir, there's a massive difference between pie and cobbler. But is there? Really dig deep. Oh. Welcome in, everybody.
This is Chris. He has no idea what he's talking about.
This is Chris. This is Jason. This is Chat. This is Monument Hobbies. And this is America. Welcome. We are streaming from America, but we also, great segue, have an EU store. If you're in the EU, you can click that link right there, and you can order directly from us. By
Not
us, I mean
it's
us.
the other version of us.
But we're all...
It's the Euro us's.
That's a good
What he
point.
means to say is that we have a team in Europe.
That's right. You can order directly from our team in Europe right at that link.
From our lovely office in France, which is where I'm supposed to be this week.
And he's here instead.
And I'm here instead. Jen and I were supposed to be flying to our French office tonight. That's not happening.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
That'll cat. What if I don't live in Europe? Great segue, Philip, to our next one. If you are here in the United States or in North America, Quiblammer. You can see all of our products right at that link right there. Schlampa.
What?
Schlink.
What do you... Why are you
Schlenk.
changing it?
Yeah, change whatever I want, man.
What the heck is wrong with you, dude?
What happened to going to France?
Our dog, one of our dogs has an issue, and we cannot leave her with her said issue. So we are working feverishly to figure out what's going on. And hopefully we find a good solution, and then we can go. So wish us the best. Poor Cora's having some issues.
Yeah. Could be, Mo. Could be. I'm not going to repeat that one, but could be. Yep. Could be, T. Schmidt. Could be.
What could be?
Could be.
What could be?
The baking mafia wants me to say it, but I won't.
They want you to say what?
I won't do it. Haley says, hope she makes a swift recovery.
That you ate all the cake?
I decided to take that bullet for my team.
Which means he ate the pie.
I did not.
Or the cake.
I wish I did, because I'm deep into this
Okay,
now.
so you said you had a piece.
No.
Yes, you did.
No,
And that was not a decision that you made at the game time. You were like, oh, that was good. I had a piece of that.
I wish I had a piece.
No.
Odin Kane!
Here's where he lies. Now he can't even remember that he's lying.
Here's what I will say about the cake.
It was delicious.
It was amazing.
See?
I did have a piece.
See? Caught in a lie again.
But it was deep in the night.
Don't you give me that crap.
It was deep in the night.
Whatever.
I was
I don't want to hear
very proactively trying to make the slideshow late in the evening, and I was starving.
Here we go.
And I decided to eat a piece of cake.
Poor Chris, in order to do his job, needed to survive, and the
That's
only
right.
way to survive was to eat all your cake.
That is 100% factual truth. So, working on that night cake, says Dallas. You know it. You know it, my man. Night cake. That was my stripper name.
I knew it was coming. I wasn't going to say anything. I was like, maybe we'll make it out alive.
Welcome to the stage, Night Cake.
Thought we might make it out alive, and yet we died.
It was a good cake.
I wouldn't know.
Sedgeth has a question. What PA colors would be good to use to mimic that yellow-orange sodium street light? Anytime I think I get close, it looks like I'm painting coppery gold instead of something lit by yellow-orange light. Sedgeth, I think you've been asking about this old sodium street light a couple times now. What do you think, Jason?
Well, so the first thing is that the orange is going to exist around the areas where the light is the dimmest, and it'll start moving towards white or pale yellow as it gets closer to the source. So the key is that light is not one color. It may be one color on the spectrum of light, right? Because it's not like paint. It's all the same frequency of light, so it is technically all the same color, but because of brightness and blending with the environment, it'll appear as different colors. So the key to pulling it off to make it really sell as orange light is that you're going to want to have the area furthest from the light source be where you focus your orange. So maybe that's red orange or orange yellow. And then the area closer, you start brightening up to get it towards a pale yellow, or mix pale yellow with your orange like we were talking a minute ago. And then that really then allows you to get the feel of an orange light, but also the radiating vibrancy and value of being close to, close proximity. Because you see like the light here in the studio, as we have our hand turned toward it here, our hand just brightens up closer to white, right? And then the further away we get, the more coloring of my tattoos comes back into play, whereas they get washed out as you go forward. So treat it like that and let the orange be the part that would be like on my shirt, but it would be like a brighter yellow orange on my skin where there's more reflection and as I get closer to the lamp. Because if you just try to filter a bunch of orange over stuff, you're going to lose the lighting. You gotta find out what your bright color is and paint that towards the light to really pull it off. That's true of any color, not just orange, obviously. I think I can just go dark gray, blue, gray, blue. Can I make this easy?
Jason, you can do whatever you want.
I can, because by golly.
By golly, I will, and I shall, and I shan't. Good for you.
What?
Keep it up.
Excuse you?
Rattlecan, what's going on?
I don't know what he says, ever. So I apologize, chat. I don't have the decoder ring. There's no amount of time that you can spend here that allows you to decode this any better.
Jason.
You just kind of got to deal with it.
It's the South Dakota ring.
Oh, not the North Dakota ring?
I'll take you to Dakota. North Dakota. You want to know what's
It's basically
better?
Canada.
You want to know what's better than South Dakota? North Dakota.
Why?
This episode is brought to you by North Dakota.
Oh, that's why. Because they paid us to say it.
Chris said something, I lost track of time. Dallas, that's good. Dallas, are you painting right now, mister? I bet you you are.
What makes you think Dallas is painting right now?
North Dakota, hardly know her. I bet you Dallas is. And then he puts down his paintbrush. Oh, he says kinda. Okay, all right.
Kind of, but not really.
Cornflake Justice, yes. Literally nothing is brought to us by the Dakotas. Dakotas are great. What are you talking about? They're one of our sponsors. Shailene, I am. Thanks for asking. There you go. North Dakota. I love that the East Coast is like, well, North Dakota, at least it's not Delaware. Everybody's over.
The Dakotas are amazing.
Dakotas are great. They don't sponsor us.
They don't. And they do put way too many people in Phoenix in the winter, so we should be mad, but they're actually beautiful.
That's very
places.
true.
They're actually beautiful places. I was a resident of South Dakota.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can say I have been a resident of South Dakota. It was because when I had my motorcycle business, I was what is classified as a permanent traveler in legal standing terms.
I'm
and
sorry.
there are only a few places that will allow you to have residency for purposes of identification as a permanent traveler.
I see.
And South Dakota, Texas, and Florida are the only three. And so I was a resident of South Dakota.
Lumberjack says North Dakota is the only continental state I haven't been to. Lumberjack, we'll get to North Dakota.
It's basically Canada.
Dallas says Phoenix in winter is still summer. I guess depending on who you ask, that's kind of true. Our winters are beautiful.
Best weather in the States for 6 months out of the year.
Okay. Commando Ken, hey friends. I'm trying to wrap my head around what colors to use for this mini, okay? I'm painting a tree folk under the moonlight. I have a desaturated brown for the tree guy, but I'm not sure how to tackle the light source above him. Blues and white blue as a highlight, question mark?
That's a lot.
I'll have you read it.
That's a lot for me right now.
It's okay.
Trying to wrap my head around what colors to use for this mini. You're painting a tree folk. Okay, tree folk and moonlight. You have a desaturated brown for the tree guy. I'm not sure how to tackle the light source from above. And blues and white blue as a highlight
you're okay.
can work really well. Yeah. I think like navy, like the navy blue, dark gray blue can work pretty well. Payne's gray is going to be too dark.
Okay.
Payne's gray is what you could shade the rest of the model with if you needed to. But I think Payne's gray is probably too dark. So I would go with something, like I said, akin to the dark gray blue, like what you see me using here. And filter that on top and then paint towards the brighter sections. The overall OSL, like we get a lot of questions about this. And the biggest problem that it poses for people is that you have to do what it sounds like you've already thought of, which is the desaturated browns for the bulk of the tree. You can't paint a model as if it's in broad daylight and expect it to look right in an OSL situation. Because in broad daylight, the sunlight takes over and does all the work. So you've got to be careful with making sure that especially when doing a nighttime style scene, that the colors are muted on the tree so that the light becomes the real color in the scene to pull off the thought. Because otherwise it's just going to be like, why is there blue Kool-Aid spilled on this tree? I see that a lot in people painting for war games, is that you'll see, models like, especially Space Marines, like we were talking about earlier, that are painted in like full outdoor brightness, and then they're trying to also put like a flame OSL on them.
Yeah.
And it can start to look funky and never really sell itself correctly because the eye is familiar with what flame looks like outside in the middle of a sunny day, and guess what it looks like? Nothing. You can't see it. It's invisible. Because it doesn't throw off a light bright enough to combat with the sun. So dim the whole model down and allow the light to take center stage as the part that really is the most visible. It's almost like when you do a model in full OSL, especially in moonlight, you're not really painting much of the model. You are, but like my girl in the cave, you're not really having to focus much. It feels like you're doing something wrong when you're doing it right because of that fact. Because you will sit there and paint your did I not paint that? I didn't even paint that part. You let me not paint this part, Chris.
Me?
I thought you protected me from these things.
Not from yourself, Gandalf. I can protect you from everything else, but not yourself. Commando Ken says, thanks, guys.
You're very welcome.
Sinus, yes, you're getting it now. That is my role. I can't protect him from everything.
But wait. I don't want
I will take the bullet for my teams. I will
don't want to
take
die.
the slings and the arrows for Jason. And that's my role here. You're understanding.
But there's no slings and arrows.
You're right. There's not.
So
because I've deflected them all.
No. No, that's not why I'm not seeing them. I'm not seeing them because they don't exist. They don't exist.
They don't. You're right.
What?
Because you'll never see them, Jason.
This is very close to like Munchausen by proxy.
That's me blocking all of them off of my fortress wall.
This is very close to Munchausen's.
Are you? Somebody's here. Doctors later would say I'm clinically insane. I heard somebody.
Very, very close to Munchausen's.
Moon River.
Jason, you can never leave because you need me. Look at what I do for you. When the men in the white coats come to take him away, I'm the only one defending him.
Help me.
You can't. He's my real dad.
Droth, if you're playing a drinking game, that's inappropriate.
Or as Chris says, inappropriate.
I never say inappropriate.
You have.
That's factually incorrect.
That is factually incorrect. He says it all
Wait till
the time.
someone brings a rocket launcher to your karate chop, says Mo.
A rocket launcher to a karate chop? What are you doing throwing a karate chop?
Yes, I am 93 confirmed. I am old.
Old as the wind.
Shailene says, what is Jen's history with painting? What does she like to work on?
Her history with painting is that she never did until she met me, which is what pisses me off the most, because she's really good at it. But yeah, she never painted until she met me. Didn't know this world existed. And never really did a lot of art. Now she loves doing art. She hand paints a lot with watercolor, all of the employees' birthday cards. Does some really amazing birthday cards. She just did a real fun one for Chris.
Yes.
Unbelievable. And yeah, now she just is loving art in general. And she only started painting maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago. We've been together for 11 years. It took her a little bit to get the gumption to want to paint, and she painted one model behind the scenes and then painted one on stream, and doesn't get as much time to paint as she would like. But that's only because she doesn't make it.
Do you need special paper for watercolor stuff? Says Mo.
To paint on the surface, you need something that's more absorbent, yes. Painting watercolor on slick surfaces, the resins aren't that good, so it's not that great of a deal. Can you do it? Sure, you'll struggle with it the whole time. There might be mediums you can add to it or whatever, but by that point in time, just use acrylics. So doing watercolor, you want to use like cardstock or paper stock that is more porous. So they have, watercolor paper. Some of it looks very heavy weave, and the colors will bleed more and give you more of a particular super watercolory look. And then you can get tighter weave papers that keep it more to where you can do fine lines and such with it. So that just comes down to what you're trying to do. Great medium, though. That's a lot of fun. You can do some really cool stuff with color. See people that do these crazy, like they'll do watercolor and then they'll spritz water all over it and it'll do crazy things.
Dallas says, I've always said two-brush blending is the watercolor version of acrylic mini painting.
Yeah. Being able to use wetness to thin the paint out live on the model is really what he's doing. And it works like a champ.
Super duper John. Should I jump on the War Machine train and leave early to AZ in 2 weeks to get on the Gamers Guild? We're there Friday nights.
Oh, listen what he said. Are we there Friday nights, Chris?
We are.
Are you investing in this?
I believe so.
It's such a fun game right now.
I definitely like War Machine. I'm going to give it another go to give it another try. But just being there on Fridays as well will be fun.
I had a blast. It was
Yeah.
fun to watch you guys play, even though I didn't really get to play a game because by the time Chris and I set up, I take so long because I'm horrible at this game. And I take so
yes,
long
other
that he was
Chris.
like, say, so I gotta go, because it took me like half an hour to do my first
yeah,
turn.
you guys taught us, so yeah, we'll be there. Super duper. There'll be some crazy kids at Gamers Guild for all of you in that in the greater North Phoenix area. Gamers Guild North, we go there on Fridays, which has been nice. Dazzle, you know anything about Protectorate of Meneth?
Yeah.
I saw some of the models on Google, and the army's supposed to come out in October.
I thought it was next year.
Is
but
that War Machine?
I could be wrong.
Is that War Machine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it was this year. I thought it was next year, but yeah. Yeah, it's on their timeline to redo Protectorate. Protectorate's one of the original 3, or original 4, because it was Crix, Signar, Protectorate, and maybe it was only 3. Crix, Signar, and Khador. So Crix, Signar, Protectorate, and Khador were the first 4 Warjack factions, I believe. And they're redoing, all of those are still in the game, but they haven't done Protectorate yet. They've done Crix, Khador, Signar. And so Protectorate is coming. And the models are good. I think that Protectorate, so far the models that I've seen are the same as the old ones. Like they just look very similar to the old models, which is great. I have a whole Protectorate model, or a whole Protectorate army sitting over on the other side of the office, strewn out on a desk right now. Because we were looking for models for Jordan that he might want to play. And so I have all the Protectorate stuff over there.
Yeah, Jordan and Ryan were playing.
Yeah, Ryan's bought into Khador. Jordan's like me, he'll have all the armies before too long. It's nice to see it making a comeback rules-wise. I'm having a lot of fun playing the game. It is one of the games that I have poured the most into from a general list-building meta standpoint and had the most fun, going, like, actually playing in tournaments and that kind of stuff. I haven't done that with many games in my life. Infinity and War Machine are the 2 that I played the longest. Oh, and Marvel Crisis Protocol.
Ooh, the Dark Hatch says, how does Special Sauce compare to traditional thinners for airbrushing?
Man, I have started using special. I only have stopped over the course of this last couple of weeks using it because I'm running out. And I'm too lazy to remember to go get another bottle from the factory. We don't have the factory right here in the building, but we need another bottle of Special Sauce, by the way.
Well, I'll get right on that.
Wow, it's the tone, chat.
Wow. That's okay. I need to...
Is Jose out there? You put him to work.
Jose is no longer with us.
Did he leave?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess he goes back over there.
He said he's coming over here for the mornings. But yes, I'll make sure that he can grab some for us. Bring sauce. Bring sauce. That's C- producer talk. That's right. You're right, Fuzz. Yes, we'll get you some more special sauce, Jason.
We need to take an accounting of paint because there's a lot of paint
out. You said an accounting of paint?
Yeah, there's a lot of paint that's almost out.
But I don't have a degree in accounting. Get it? Like accounting, like financials, like an account. Who's going to be our accountant for paint?
Hey, chat.
Just
the screen's gonna go black for a minute. You're gonna hear some screams. I need you to not worry about the screams too much. It'll be okay-ish. And then we'll be back.
He did. No, he's
Yeah, he
alive
did.
and well.
He did.
Jose is alive and with us. Yes, we'll get you some more.
The way you said it was that he's no longer with us.
He is no longer with us.
Well,
Technically.
but that's not the way we say that, Chris.
He's no longer with us. He went to the Church of St. Claringtons.
I hate that.
It's the best. What are you talking about? Jason, I thought you'd be on board.
I hate that.
Tech Badger's like, that's a bad joke, Chris, and you should feel bad. Perfect. It's all right. This booze will take care of that comment. Glug, glug, glug.
Is that from you?
Yes.
This booze will take care of that comment. Daddy drinks because you cry, chat.
Jason, yes, I did a deep sigh on your behalf. Whoa, Avian, come on
Thank
now.
God.
It's 4 o'clock, Jason.
What? Do I have anything happening? No.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Let
Totally
me
don't.
read.
Totally don't.
I might have to step away and make a couple quick things, though. Somebody gets that man some milk. Hey, it's after 4 o'clock. You know what that means.
Oh my God. Here he goes.
Anything goes.
Chat, I will apologize ahead of time.
I'm off the clock.
This is the
when
part
it
where
comes to
Chris
stream.
pretends like he's told someplace that after 4 o'clock he can do whatever he wants.
Jason came up to my desk skipping one evening.
I'd never skip.
Very very fun. Like, and he's like, Chris, you can do anything you want after 4 p.m. on stream. Haha. Swing, and then he flew away.
What about the hoopty hoopty hoo?
Hoopty hoopity hoo. My name's Jason. You can do whatever the heck you want, boy. It was great. And then he flew away, and then a little trail of coins was following him. It's great.
I'm a leprechaun now? I'm not even Irish.
Not yet. I don't know. Welcome in, everybody. We're in the after hours portion of stream. If you're not familiar with that, neither are we. We start at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and go to whenever. So there you go.
It's been a long time since we've had an after hours.
No, we go quite a bit nowadays.
We do?
Yeah.
When was the last time we did this?
Last week.
When?
I can check for whatever stream that's hour than 2.5 hours. 4 hours last week for our special.
Well, but that was planned.
And then 2 hours and 13 minutes, and then 10 minutes, and then 30 minutes. We do, typically. We go about 30 minutes after the overtime. Unless you have something going on. Typically. That it sounds exactly like Jason. Thank you, Gilborn. I've been really working on it.
Oh, my God. That's not anything like me. What are you talking about?
Mo's like, I think Chris is making stuff up.
Me too.
Oh.
Me too, this guy.
I know it's far ways away, but who out there in chat is going to be submitting a piece to the MAA this year?
Oh my
or
gosh.
next year, technically. I can't believe it. It is technically.
Isn't that crazy that it is next year?
It is. We definitely want to give you some time, but check out that link right there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're holding a big celebration, just like we did this last year, or this year. Oh my goodness. Wad, you're doing it? Nice. Okay.
Bug said he was working on his.
Bug, yep.
We've had a lot of people say they're already planning out their stuffs. I'm excited.
Def considering it. Sure, Sheldon, you should. It's the best one. Schmidt, you've been sitting on an idea for a while. Nice. Mo, I'm holding out for 2028. What are you talking about?
Mo doesn't leave his house. He doesn't go to public.
Come on, Mo. You can do it. Jade says she'll be entering. Nice. Chuck says he's going to be entering too. Nice, Chuck. I know you didn't said that, but I'm saying it now. Chuck, can't wait to see your piece.
Oh, he'll enter.
Oh, he'll enter.
Oh, he'll enter.
Draw says you have to go to Adepticon, right? Yes. We got to talk about the online portion too. But yes, it's going to be held. The main one is going to be held at Adepticon 2027.
Yep.
Chuck says Chuck only entered in 2026 because Jason, Chris, and chat bullied him into it.
We'll do it again.
Chuck, we didn't bully you. We encouraged you to make the right decision.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Huge difference. And you better make that right decision again. But do whatever you want. Chuck, I'm expecting a model from you,
I love it.
Mr. Adventures in Machine Shops and Baking Mafia. Ryan says, yes, I have plans.
Wait a minute. Did he work for us?
He does.
He can't enter.
Oh, he can enter all right. You encourage with threats of violence. Chuck, no, I don't. I just wouldn't make that mistake if I was you.
What part of that was violent?
I'm not violent. I'm very calm and tame. Plum Crunchy, you can go check it out right here on our Discord. Great segue. Hit that link right there. I know Jason explained how it works, but painting competitions still make me nervous, says Shailene. Shailene, are you going to Adepticon 2027 because you should enter ours? Because it is the definition of art and celebration.
Yeah, it is meant to be a thing that encourages you to go and compete against your own expectations, not versus, the expectations of all the other models in the cabinet. Come with your own version of storytelling, your own intention with your models. Throw it all out there, have fun, get some feedback, right? Learn what you can be doing to progress your own painting and not worry about the field. There will be best of show and best narrative and that kind of stuff going on too. So that's something you can aspire to.
Yeah.
But not something that you have to worry about, right? There are lots of fun prizes. We pick them based on what the judges really love, what they see that shows, some really crazy intent and storytelling and process. And all the judges said it was the best event they'd ever judged.
Yeah.
And all were immediately ready to sign up to do the next year. So we didn't have to coerce anybody, which was nice. We didn't have to sit Chris on them. Hey, it would be better if you said yes.
Oh, I'll come after him too. You know what would be a good idea? Is if you did this thing. Wink, wink.
Yeah, don't make me come after you.
I know a guy.
You don't want me to have to show up.
I know a guy who knows a guy.
And have this conversation while your family's around.
And say hello to your knees.
I was at the park the other day, and there were these brilliant-looking children who said they knew you.
Oh, my goodness. It goes deep. You better enter the MAA. That's all I'm going to say. No, but for real, I would say if you are new to competitions, ours would probably be the best one to do it.
I want like a bright silver for the blades. I think I like that. I think I like that. I don't know what to do about all this stuff. Or all the leather pouches.
When is Adepticon? Where and how much are tickets? I don't know when it is. I'm drawing a brain fart. Let's see. It's all on their website, Droth. I would go there.
It's in April.
Something.
I think it's the first weekend in April this year.
Yeah, just go look up
next year.
Adepticon. I'm trying to remember when it is. I think it's April 7th.
It's like the first weekend in April.
If you hit that link,
it's usually the last weekend of March. And this next year is the first weekend in April.
Yes, April 7th through the 11th right there. All that info is there. We don't have the official Adepticon tickets or anything on our site, but you can go and check their site. Yeah, it's April 7th through the 11th this year. Or next year. My goodness, I keep saying that.
Sometime it happens. I think just black leather.
Black leather?
I think so. I don't think brown works with this very well. Black armor, brown leather. I think black armor, black leather makes more sense, right? But we'll do it in like just stone cold black and grays. so it won't have the chromatic blue to it, so it'll stand apart from the armor. Give us a way to show a difference.
Well, it says it's burned into my head because I'm hotel hunting. Oh, okay. Yep. You have one, but it's not connected.
Did they already send the public hotel blocks live?
I think so.
I didn't see the standard.
Maybe they didn't.
Oh my
actually.
God. No, I know we've done
No.
the vendor block, but I didn't think they had done the public block yet, have they? Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, Watt says yeah.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, and did you miss it?
No, Watt said he got one, but just not connected. Public blocks was a couple weeks ago. Oh, okay.
I didn't see the standard internet blow up because that's because it's not registration. Maybe that's it. It's just a hotel.
They do hotel before registration?
Yeah, they don't know all the events yet.
Oh, that's true.
But they do know they have a hotel.
And what you do know is that there's going to be a competition there. And if you haven't joined a competition or are thinking about joining one, ours is the best to hop in, whether you are obviously a seasoned vet or just getting started in competitions. I would encourage you to do it. Tech Badger says, I think if I was to enter my first competition, I would much rather it be you guys. I've only been painting for a year, but from how you guys have described MAA, it sounds like the best possible starting point.
It's great. It really is something where we take the
Perfect
time
way to
to really work through with what you've got going on. We give you the judges to talk to. You can get your feedback ahead of time.
Yeah.
So that if you want to say, hey, I'm thinking about entering this model, you can catch up with a judge or one of the feedback artists. Not all the feedback artists judge, but they're all capable of judging.
Right.
And we have a great group of artists that will sit down with you and give you feedback on it. And you can take that feedback and then work on your model. So if you were to say, hey, I want to enter this, but I don't know about this one part. And then they come back and they go, oh, yeah, if you were to do this, that would be great. And then you can literally walk away, do that thing as easy as right there on our painting tables if you want, because we have lots of ability to paint with our paints right at the booth.
Yep.
And then you can fix or change or do whatever you want to do.
It's going to be
boom,
so fun.
Now you've got that feedback working instantaneously for you. Not everybody will do that, and we won't have time to give feedback on every single model. But the bulk of them we can take a look at when people want beforehand and hopefully get people more comfortable about entering because they can walk up with a model that they're like, I don't know, should I enter this? And a judge or an artist can say, I think you should. That would be great.
It's going to be a great time.
It is, think of it as a community museum walkthrough that happens to give prizes to some of the community members. A lot of fun. I had a blast judging, and I don't usually have a blast judging.
Chess Ogre says, Jason, are you familiar with pink/salmon colored sand bordering the highways here in Phoenix?
Yep.
I want to use that color as a base for my orc army, but I'm not sure how to begin. Any suggestions for salmon or peaches colored sand represented in our good old valley?
Oh boy, it's kind of like terracotta, like a light terracotta. So again, I think that
faded terracotta.
Yeah, I mean, I get that salmony color from the orange red and warm flesh.
Yep.
And that gives you this, which is a little too salmony.
Salmon.
Right? But I think then a little bit of pale yellow into this would work really well. Right? So maybe let's play around with it real quick. Maybe just orange red.
Oh.
Right? If I take orange red and pale yellow, maybe that just gets us there.
I'll bring up your palette.
I think the others are too. Right? So if I take orange red.
Right.
And pale yellow. This will give me like a light terracotta-ish style color.
Terracotta.
Ish.
And then on there.
Maybe this may be too pink. Maybe not enough orange. Yeah, because that's like a little too pink, probably. I don't know.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I would say that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I know what you're talking about. It's almost like it's that color, but a little bit more dull. That's what I would say, because it's more of a gravel. That gravel is like.
Well, it's in the sun faded thing.
sun
So when
faded.
you put this and then dry brush over the top of it, you're going to get the same effect, right? So if you were to do this and then,
What'd you add here?
this is yellow ochre to it, just a little bit of ochre, and the ochre is going to do that, which I think is even better.
Yeah, there it is.
Right.
What do you think of that?
I think that might be able. Let's see if we can get. I don't think we can get there with just the red, orange, and the yellow ochre. That's going to be too dark. So red, orange, yellow ochre gives you a really neat color here as a dark base.
Oh, sorry.
Popping close
Yep.
on my hand.
Yeah.
And then the pale yellow brightens it up and gives you a more sandy look to it. So I like both of those.
Chess Boxing Order says, love it. I mean, it's cool, you know.
If you're into that sort of thing.
I didn't say that.
You were gonna. Oh, you
Actually,
were gonna.
I'll be honest here, Jason. That could be kind of a cool color for these models, for the bases.
These guys?
I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, man. It looks good on your towel.
Well, that's the red desert stuff.
Right.
That
It's
I
almost
think
just a little bit more pink.
that I think looks a little bit different. This I wouldn't want with these guys because of the red cloak. So when you're doing a major accent color on the model in a particular hue, I try to stay away from putting that hue on the base or anything else. So no reds. And it really just depends on where we go with the rest of the coloring as to what we do. I could do the pants in black too, but I kind of like the pants as just the armor color. Maybe I put like a filter on them. Make them a little bit more cloth-like. The guy didn't really have a whole lot of leather. It's just kind of a strap and some pouches and you're done. Again, I want you to do as much monochromatic stuff as I can. I think it'd be neat to have. He's got like, it's the standard War Machine has way too much layered armor on it. But I think some of these pieces could be like gold.
Thank you very much, says Chess Boxing Ogre. Goes well with the green cactus bits for sure. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would be great. Alongside, if you were doing actual like green cactus, I think that would be really rad.
Droth, yes. That's the whole point of my name.
Which name?
Droth says, OMG, Chris's name is Masucci.
Yeah.
So you got to get the joke now.
Yeah.
Say Christmas and sushi really fast, and it's my name.
What?
There you go.
No way.
Now you know why.
No way.
Christmas sushi. Aha. Yeah, get it? Johnny boy. I just love it when somebody asks about colors because you all take the time and experiment or take the time to show examples about it. Every time you either have an example on a model or you paint on the model or mainly just Jason's hand.
Mainly my hand. I was going to say mainly my hand.
It's mainly his hand, and I wish, good golly, that he would grab those texture trainers every once in a while.
Well, they're all filled with colors that it can't use.
You can paint over it.
You could paint over it.
No, you can paint
No,
over
you
it.
could
I
paint
do
over
need to actually reprime some of those for Jason. But yes, we always try to when people ask.
It is, you'll notice like some of them intrigue me and I'm like, oh, I think this would be great for everybody to learn. Let's do this, And because that's really the key, is when it's things that we get asked repeatedly, things that I know drive people bananas about color. Anytime it's with regard to like mixing more colors, you're going to get a lot out of me, because that is where I think fundamentally most of us as miniature artists need to spend more time, is in our mixing of colors. Strengthen your own ability to create the color you need, and then you never, it's the whole teach a man to fish versus give the man a fish.
There you go.
If I give you a fish, that's just telling you what colors to use. If I teach you how to mix the colors, now you don't ever have to worry about it. You've always got the right color when you can mix, because you'll get that freedom to just start playing and come up with something on your own that, mistakes, that's where all the happy little accidents happen for our hobby, is once you start rolling in and mixing colors and you're like, well, that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but holy cow, that's neat. It's happened to Chris a lot. You talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like, I tried this thing. It wasn't what I wanted, but holy cow, it really looks good.
All the time.
And that's where that experimentation really can bring the hobby to life for you in ways that you may not have experienced already. So, big fan of that, and anything I can do to kind of put that forward here on the show, you will find me helping out. Because I want everybody to be able to really enjoy their time behind the brush. Experimenting is when I kind of find my painting comes the most alive. These models, same thing. I wanted something quick. I was like, yeah, well, what could I do? I was like, I already did the chromatic black on the towel. I don't want to have to do the same thing again, but it was really rad.
Is this the base for gold?
This is the base for gold, yeah.
Right.
And again, this is where I could get super duper out of control, because there's so much stuff on these models that I could do in gold.
I was just about to say, I'm like, you're really going for it.
I don't know how much I want. I only want to pick out a couple of things. Otherwise, this whole army is going to get nuts. Because there's, you look at some of these guys. These are the chump troops, and they have so much crap going on.
Oh my goodness, there is a lot of stuff
with
on those
bits
guys.
and bobs and layered armor and spikes and stuff. And these are like the dudes that die in the droves, So I don't know that I want to do too much. And this is our test model, so I can have a little bit of fun. So what do we think?
Is this a Warcaster?
No, this is just a dude.
Oh.
This is literally just a dude.
Oh no. I mean, that's great, but
there's two more in the unit of these.
Oh my gosh, how are you going to do this whole deal on that chick with all the swords?
Well, you notice how she's not painted.
I know, but are you going to do her all in gold? Because you got.
She isn't a Warcaster, even though Chris played her against me on Friday.
That was her. Okay, that was
not this Chris, but other Chris.
Yeah, and
she's got a really neat package that she runs, but it's not my play style.
Yeah.
It's very standoffish and control-ish, and I'm not a control player. I'm a beat your face in player. So I've gone with the casters that are more beat your face in. So do we do the stuff that's on the hood? I think so.
Oh man.
I'm gonna do the stuff that's up here. Wasn't really thrilled about the black doohickeys on the side of the hood anyway. So I think the gold on the red will look really cool, and then we'll do like one piece of gold on the black armor.
Fuzzsaw, you're going to love the weathering pigments. I've been messing around with them more myself.
They're great. I need to get some of these armies to the point of completion, because on the Tau, the weathering pigments are going to be awesome.
Yeah, I've been using, I've been mixing black iron oxide with steel and dry brushing that. How do pigments stay stuck? I see people on YouTube use them, but I don't know how they don't just fall off.
Well, they
really get in there. They're like
super fine.
Yeah.
So they grind themselves kind of into the surface of the model almost.
And don't, I'm going to say this too. I just learned something. I took a huge brush and a huge load of pigments.
You don't need to do that.
And I did that for science. And my model became black.
Yeah,
So-
that's the quick way to be done.
And then I was like, oh, I'm going to take this off with a brush. It did not work that way. So I ended up having to dry brush a bunch of steel back in. I love how it got in the crevices, but it stays on
It's
there.
a lot, though.
Yeah.
All right, let's figure out what yellow workup looks like on this. That's dark yellow green. Let's go from dark yellow green to yellow ochre.
Lumberjack said, I started a half hour into stream, maybe later, and I'm finishing up now. You finishing a model, Tim? Jason's gonna. Let's see if Jason might finish this model in the next 10
Not a
minutes.
chance.
He might.
Tim's painting MCP lightning fast, if I have any bets about it. I am not painting anything lightning fast. I'm still just working on what this color is going to be. Then it goes lightning fast when you're done. Right? We just did this for that other army. Now we're doing it for this one.
Yes, Logan. Right, you're doing Logan. Yeah, Droth. That was an award somebody got, was best chest hair for MAA.
So good.
That's kind of the awards that we did this last year. There's going to be category prizes, but like how we've described them, it's that they are category prizes, but we don't want to pinpoint that category mindset, right, Jason?
Well, you're not going to enter into the vehicle category.
Right.
You're just going to put your model in the MAA. We will have a best vehicle category. We will have a best vehicle prize.
Yeah.
So if you are confident more in your vehicle skills than your figure skills, great. We'll have a thing for you. But it won't be a vehicle category per
Right.
se.
There you go.
It is that you can enter a vehicle knowing that we have best vehicle as a prizing, but we won't have a vehicle category or a bust category, even though we'll have a best bust. And that might seem semantic, but it really makes a difference because we want you to be able to enter whatever it is, so that even outside the categories we're listing, we have a lot of prizes for things like best chest hair, best Friday night, right? We had the best Friday night out, which was a fun one. So I'm just quickly glazing up yellow ochre over the green.
Yeah.
I don't want to overwork that too much. I'm a little wet on the yellow right now, so I want to.
Yeah. So that's how the categories work overall, right?
Yeah.
Kind of keeps it more open mindset. Just bring what you want.
Put it in without any hassle. It doesn't have to be that, oh gosh, I want to paint something that they don't really have a category for. Good. Bring it. We're fine with that.
Shailene, just to go off what you're saying, will the general categories be announced before the general prizes will be?
All the prizing will be announced. What the prizing will be for the general prizing, and then it's judge's choice beyond that. So we'll have a lot of prizing that sits outside the general, but we will be doing awards that are guaranteed for best of show, best narrative, best vehicle, best large model, best infantry unit, best diorama, stuff like that we will do.
Yeah, but there'll still be some of those fun ones.
But you can enter things that are not in those categories at all.
Right.
And still have a shot at some really cool prizes that we are just like judges choosing.
Because maybe you could enter something in and label it what is a vehicle.
Bastard.
Bastards. Mo says size limit ?
We will post a bunch of that here pretty soon. Still waiting on what we think the biggest thing we can get and lay out the cases, because I'm not going to let you bring like things that are 200 millimeters tall, 200 centimeters tall, to the detriment of being able to put an extra 50 models in the show, right? So we will have size limitations just so that we aren't usurping the cases for things that are monstrosities.
Yeah, we kind of have some limitations on the cases as well. No Tau Mantas, Droth.
You can bring it. That'd be a hassle.
Are you traveling with a Tau Manta? That's more my question.
I was going to say, it'd be a pretty dramatic thing to be told no.
T-Schmidt, you want to do a Thunderhawk? But yes, if you guys go look at this landing page right here, we are going to have a bunch of more information coming, so keep an eye out. And we'll also broadcast the what am I trying to say? The prizes. We'll let you guys know beforehand. So Sleepy Wolf, would something like a brood mother technically be a vehicle? Now you're starting to get iffy.
That's the thing. You don't have to worry about it. You could wind up just getting the best model that you painted.
That's
It doesn't
right.
have to fit anything, right? If you want to paint it and you have to worry about, I don't know if it's a monstrous creature or what, who cares? Bring it. That's why we're not doing the categories.
Yep.
It doesn't pigeonhole you. Bring the model you paint that you love, right? And it will be up for judges' choice no matter what. It's not limited to categories. We will have things like best vehicle, like I said, because people expect that. So we'll have a best vehicle and all those things, but it doesn't limit you. I know. It's fresh. It's new. It's like Pro Acryl. I like that. That looks good.
That does look good.
And then I think I just go pale yellow, and then my thought was that I put some of the olive yellow.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
On it. So maybe we just do pale yellow over that. A really bright jump, but I know I'm going to filter. So like we were talking about earlier, when you know you're about to place a filter on top of a color set, then you can go brighter, or you need to go brighter, because the filter is going to knock it down. And so if I do this, it still keeps the gold very simple. 3 colors, just with quick glazes. No mixing. When I'm doing armies, the idea is to make sure that you can get away with your, especially if you're going crazy and doing non-metallic metal, that you can do it without having to mix a bunch of colors.
Baby J. Jason, we playing fully painted on Friday? Question mark.
No chance.
No, Jason, not with that attitude.
Are you going to play fully painted? Do you even have an army? So stop talking to me.
Jordan is.
If Jordan shows up fully painted, do you know what I know he didn't do this week?
What's that?
His job.
No, he did paint a lot. He messaged me this weekend.
His job.
All right, those are some fighting words. Yeah, yes, Baby J. It's a gauntlet. Jason will be fully painted.
I will not. Oh my god. Not a chance.
Jason, you have done that before.
No, because I'm having fun painting these, but I think I'm still playing my Chimera first.
Oh, okay. I see. Those have fully paint on them. Technically,
Oh
I'm trying to help you, Jason.
No, you're not helping at all, is what you're not doing.
No, Baby J's the one who came in with the fighting words.
What are you talking about? He said fully painted. He asked a question.
No.
It's a reasonable question.
It is. Okay. I'm not helping either of you. You're both screwed. How about that?
You see how he inserts himself and then makes it like we treated him wrong?
Baby J
You see
says,
what's going on here?
I went ham this weekend, all painted on Sunday. Well, mostly. Daruth,
You know how I know he's lying?
thank you so much for that sub. 24 months. How do you know?
What
Gauntlet
do you got,
thrown.
Baby J? 12 models?
Baby J says gauntlet thrown.
What do you got, 12 models? I have 50.
Baldman says, does Chris consistently make promises on Jason's behalf? Of course I do.
All the time.
I believe in Jason. HBDC Grace.
Here we go. Here's how he gets you. He's
Jason
like,
can do
but
it.
I believe in you more than you believe in yourself.
Yes, sir. You got it. I think Jason could do it because the doctor told him he has to save Chris's life.
You're dead.
You're dead.
You're dead.
It's after 4. We can do whatever we want.
You're dead.
But maybe says this, don't worry, I'm just happy to get games in. Oh, don't fall back that quickly, Baby J. Fight.
You're dead. I don't know that I even want to put a filter on this now.
I understand, Baby J. Shout out to Baby J. He's okay. Respond Radio says, I gotta be honest, boys. I just returned to the hobby. Used to play WHFB Wood Elves and got wrecked. Recently committed to becoming a better painter via deliberate practice. Your videos are key.
Awesome.
But I don't own any of your paints yet. That's okay. Great segue.
Great segue. Here's a link.
There's a link.
I know
Hey,
it's coming.
if you respond radio.
Cornflake Justice, you feel like the pants want a different color than the black? Yeah. I want to put like a filter on the pants. I just don't know what. I was painting all the things I know, the colors I want, and then I want to put a filter on the pants. Some have it, some don't. You know, these guys that are I forget what these guys are called. They're all kind of the same. The Dread Guard or whatever they are, I don't remember. But they all have the pants. But then other dudes don't have pants, right? Other dudes don't have any pants. They just have the skirt. And so I was trying to get the main colors of red on the black armor with gold trim and then silver for the weapons. And I kind of like that. I think that's working pretty well. And so that'll work on all of them. Then I got to go back on individual models that have other stuff. You know, like the cat riders have got like cat fur. So I got to figure out how to work all those colors in and then what colors to do the mounts that they're on, which are really bitching. But I gotta figure all that out. So there's still, you know, individual model concerns. But the main color scheme is what I wanted to work out. You know, because the Warjacks really just have a little bit of cloth and then lots of metal. So I wanted to start there and make sure that the color scheme works for the most basic of models that don't have a ton of stuff. And then we'll figure it out from there. I think like they have like all these gemstones, and I'm thinking jade for the gemstones would be really cool. So I mean, that turned out really good since my producer's not here. I think that that quick gold with just the green and the yellow ochre and the pale yellow glazed on there, I think that works really well. Let's put a bright pale yellow edge highlight on it and see what we think. Because I'm not going for super shiny. I want like a dull metallic on there. But I dig that. We'll see if it with bright pale yellow, if it comes to life with just the edge highlight, or if then we want to filter over it to bring back a little bit more into it. This would be easy. I can do this very, very fast. Chris is doing something else. I don't know what he's doing. He's out there. Is there somebody here?
Yeah, it was a delivery.
A delivery?
Yeah.
Of what?
I don't know.
What the hell are they delivering here?
To,
UPS?
UPS, yeah.
There should not be anything coming to this building.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Who's it to?
Monument Hobbies.
Oh.
So it must be something with the wrong address. We'll look at it later. I told Jose. I'm back. Sorry about that, folks.
Thanks for catching that.
I heard somebody yelling, so I'm like, wait a second. I should go address this immediately. What's in the box? Gold, hopefully. There's gold in these boxes.
It's not Gwyneth Paltrow's head, is it?
What? What's in the box? It might be. $1.2 million, maybe. If it's $1.2 million, I'm out of here.
That's
And
all
I'm
it takes.
taking Jason with me.
Where are we going?
Tahiti.
Oh,
I guess? Question mark.
I love it. I guess? Question mark. Tahiti.
New
First place that popped into
York.
your head.
We're gonna just go right down the street.
Yeah, we just have a staycation.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna go. Here's what we're first gonna do. We're gonna go drive to Ajo Al's. We're gonna buy out the place for an evening. 1.2 mil, right? I
Wait,
wonder
wait,
how
wait.
much that
You're
would
not
be.
going to give Aho Owls 1.2 mil for the evening.
We could, man. Who knows?
Not
Maybe
if you only got 1.2 mil.
they're gonna give us some stock.
In Aho Owls?
Heck yeah, man.
They don't have stock.
They might. Have you looked?
They're a private company.
What I've noticed is that I've got coupons. So
You
basically,
do have coupons. That is a thing.
I do have coupons, Jason. You remember when you jokingly said you were going to go to Ajo Al's today?
Today, did that hurt your feelings?
No, no, no.
It didn't?
No.
Good. Because I wasn't trying to hurt your
I
feelings.
said no. I said no.
I invited you.
I know.
I take care of my friends, and yet you said no.
I had to work. I had to get some stuff done. I appreciate it, though. He's sniffling. He's lying. I'm not lying, bald man. Sue me. Oh, wait, you're an attorney.
I love that they recognize the sniffling.
It's because I have horrible sinuses.
X in
and
chat.
I hate
X in chat.
that everybody
lying,
says, it's a tell when I'm literally just can't breathe through my nose.
No, because you amplify it as soon as you're about to tell a fib.
Segway. Quickly. Oh, that's okay. I have a doctor's appointment this week, chat. Oh, you hear that? I just sniffed because of that doctor's appointment. Now all of you people know. Thank goodness. Danger Boy says, watch out, bald man. He's got the husband and wife law team on retainer. You know it.
We fight for you.
I hope so. That's what I'm paying you for.
Right? I didn't think we had to have this conversation.
You better be. That's what I would say to that, Mr. Husband and Wife Law Team.
Careful, he'll start rapping.
Careful now. Oh no, Chris is dying. Does that mean I can have the train whistle? Tech Badger. No, I've requested that this be buried or burned with me.
Boop, boop.
I'm fading.
I am at your funeral. I'm going to pitch in a train whistle.
Okay.
I'm going to do it.
I'm glad.
I will
I'm
do
glad.
that for you.
I'm really glad.
I will 100% do that for you.
I'll give it to somebody.
I'm going to be pissed, though, if I go to your funeral and you don't go to mine.
Wait a minute. Who's with? I don't know how that maths out, but if I'm dead and you go to my funeral, but you're pissed that I can't go to yours, I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll figure it out. You like that, chat? You're like, no, Chris, we don't. Stop talking about death. Speaking of death, though.
Good segue.
Great timing. Welcome in, everybody. We're in the after hours portion of the show. We typically go from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is Monument Standard Time. But who knows nowadays? We do what we want. Isn't that right, Jason?
Yeah. Sure.
Is Chris's death on the schedule, says Houdini7. Hopefully. Might be the big one, chat.
This one?
Yeah.
Like right now?
Could be.
Today?
Who knows?
Oh. It is true. Who knows?
Hey, you can't write that future. All you have to do is appreciate every day, chat. Appreciate it like it's your last.
But maybe with not so much forceful negativity.
Sorry, let me repeat that. Treat it like it's your last.
There you go.
There
Much
you go.
better. Much better. I don't think we need a filter. What do we think?
I don't
for
think you
like a
need-
tarnished gold plate, that looks pretty good.
I think it looks excellent.
I think it gives just enough splash of color on there. I don't know. It darkens the black up enough to where it makes it to where the black is kind of really dull.
Are those armored ears sticking out of the cloak?
It's his regular ears, and I forgot to paint them.
Uh-oh.
So they should be the whole purple thing that I did. Thanks for recognizing now.
Thank you, Boggs. We appreciate you. Hey, are those armored ears I've been hearing about?
Hey, where was this when I was painting the ear parts?
Hey, what color are those ears? I've never seen an armored ear before.
I can't believe that I'm sitting here staring at them as you're saying that and going, why have I not painted those?
I watched a bunch of non-metallic metal with the airbrush on this big yellow figure. Okay. It's such a hard skill to sort out by watching a video. Much of the times I can't tell what and where you're spraying. Oh, are you talking about that full 8-hour version? That's probably the video you're talking about. It's a little bit tougher, yeah. It definitely is a little bit tougher to represent a lot, but if you go back and watch it, you can kind of see where he places a lot of those colors, right?
Again, some of the things that I talk about there is that the hardest part with non-metallic metal for people just learning is you are uncomfortable with where the bright reflections go, right? And so in order to get the bright reflections to sit on the model correctly, you need to go study regular geometric shapes and how they reflect light, because all of the things you will ever paint in forever, ever, ever as a painter are just collections of shapes glued together. A human body is just a collection of shapes all shoved together. Spheres, we were talking about it earlier. Cylinders and spheres mainly. A couple of cones and pyramids. But you can get by, in a sense, just understanding how spheres and cylinders reflect light. And then you just have to visualize the model as all those individual shapes, right? So what shape are these elf ears?
Triangles.
Sort of, but really they're like there's the loop of the ear going up the top is a cylinder, and then it's like a flat plane underneath it that makes the triangle shape, right? And so as you're looking at it, it's breaking it down like that will help you distinguish, what's really going on and how the light should act on the model. And I make it sound easier than it is, but that's the reality. That's what you're doing. And once you can get an eye for that, then picking where the bright spots go becomes more trivial than not. There are still complicated shapes that will give you pause no matter what you do, because you can't define where how the pose is going to look, because you may not have ever seen anything in that shape, and you can't go, Google the model that you've got and have those shapes defined for you. So you have to make some of it up as you go. But by and large, you can start to understand. And so when you see me painting non-metallic metal, I'll say, this I'm breaking down into a triangle or a pyramid. This is a sphere. And then go from there.
Nice. Respond Radio says, much appreciate your breakdowns. You guys help immensely. Made more progress these last 2 weeks than previous 20 years.
Freaking awesome, man. That's great.
Respond, thank you so much. Hopefully you're well. And we appreciate you giving us the time and watching our stuff and putting paint on the model. So keep at it. When can you Project Zero the palette, Mr. Chris? Project Zero the palette? You mean clean it? I have a clean one right over there.
We have two.
I cleaned one. I gotta clean this one off.
Sitting in a bucket and one that I'm painting on.
Yeah, I do have a clean one for you. We'll switch it out.
I don't know. I've got a lot going on here that I need to remember.
Well, that's kind of what you've been jumping around. I typically don't change the palette until Jason's done with an army or a project. And it's been a little harder to follow as of late.
Wow, dude. Just tell me you're unhappy.
That's not a bad thing. I'm just saying.
Just tell me you're unhappy.
I was thinking
with my army ramblings.
I was saying, should I clean the palette or should I leave it? He's on to this new army. He was hobbying. I don't ever know, man.
I don't ever know.
I know. That's why we got a clean palette coming. Mo's like, how come you can clean the palette but not the brushes, Monument Hobbies? I'm assuming you're talking to Jason. Jason, how come you have a clean palette but not clean brushes? The chat would like to see a
something real producer something.
No, I was talking to you, Chris. Thanks, Mo. Thanks, man. No, I was talking to you, buddy. Reindeer Regime says, how many War Machine armies does Jason plan on playing?
4. I have
4?
Crix, Signar,
do your job, Chris.
Chimera, and these guys. Dusk. I'm the most interested in. Well,
What's Crix? Wait a second. What's Crix?
Crix is the other faction that appears undead. It's a bunch of wraiths and
What?
like animated bodies and corpses and things like that.
Crix.
Crix. Cryx. Crix. The models are all like black armor and green glow, like otherworldly green glow and stuff like that.
Where are these models?
We don't. There's one box on my desk.
Okay.
They're not built yet.
Silly producer. Crix are for kids. Thank you, Gilborn. Crix are for kids.
All right, I'm digging this.
I
Let's
hope
do
so.
something with the pants. What color do we think the pants could be? I think
Black.
that because of the red, I think I would go with something like an even darker red.
Oh.
So something like,
What about the same red, just one less step?
well, no, not painting. I'm talking about like doing like a filter of like one step.
Oh.
So it could be something as simple as
Crimson?
just doing crimson on them, right?
Crimson, but
Because
watered
crimson
down.
over the black would be really good. So let's try that. That might do it perfectly. Because crimson is going to be, it's going to let that black show through more. I'm just going to put it out on the palette and water it down on the brush.
Lizzie,
Let's see.
welcome in. How many models is a full army for War Machine roughly?
Okay, great question. So this, the Signar and the Chimera armies that I have are roughly for 100 points, which is the largest you'll play. At 100 points, they're like 20 to 23 models. This one is more like 40.
Well, because those are
A lot more infantry.
Right.
There's a lot more infantry, and a lot of the infantry units have 5 dudes. So I have a lot more infantry in the elf army. They don't have as many. They're not as jack heavy, warjack heavy.
Yeah.
But I have the gargantuan for these guys coming, which is the 120 mil base monstrosity called the Phantasm, and it takes up so many points that it reduces the army in half. So if you run the Phantasm, then you're down to 20 models again. So there's ways to build them to where you could be in that. You could have every army you want to play in War Machine be like 20 models for the big tournament legal lists. And then you could play 30, 50, 75 points, which they have all of the rules in place to do the objectives and objective play for it. And all of those are even fewer. When we were playing the 30-point list, they're like 7 models max.
Yeah, Mr.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
It's like 6 or 7 models for 30 points. 50 points adds probably double that, like 14, 15. And then 75 gets you to where you're generally at 75, you're putting in something big or a couple of big things. So you might add a couple models. And then, like I said, at 100 points, you're anywhere from 20 to 40, depending on the list that you're playing.
Mr. Blue, we have enough models for 15 years worth of stream.
Oh my God, dude.
Holy moly, is this next year's stream worth of models? I can't explain enough how many models we have. So, yes, to answer your question.
We're going to open our own store here soon.
I had to move shelves into this room to accommodate.
He chose to move shelves into this room.
No, I had to.
I need you to...
It's a good system. You're using the system.
I need you to speak in truth. You saw I put stuff on the shelves.
You're using the system.
Did you see I cleaned... Well, I
Yes,
cleaned
sir.
off that whole table, but then I filled it back up again. So I don't know that I could say I cleaned the table, but...
He's using the system. Give some away. No, Shailene, we don't give models away here. We'll give away paint, but not models. Rival says, question for Jason. Uh-oh, they're coming for me, so I got to get this quick. When doing lightning at the 10 or lighting at the 10 or 2, do you tend to do the whole armies in 10 or 2, or do you just go off what the model is giving you in some cases if the bigger ones may be better at one or the other?
Yeah, usually I try to say, for the most part, like this army is all done off of 10. And then there's a couple of models where I had to alter that a little bit because of the direction they're facing. This I actually had a giggle to myself as I was going, see, I think that's perfect.
I think that's great. You put paint on that model. Looks good.
Right? Just a wet brush and some crimson. I think that works pretty well. It's just it's another darkish red, but I think it goes good against the red hooded part. I think that works.
Respond Radio, awesome. Thank you for giving us a try. Welcome.
And I think whoever said that is right. I think the pants needed to have some color differentiation.
Just a little bit, nothing hurt. right?
I think the crimson tone on tone with the red works. It's a little bit more purplish, which I think is good.
I mean, if you're into that, and I'm into it.
I'm gonna have to change the skin color because it looks like the skin color, so that's a little funky.
It seems a little lighter, right?
Yeah, I don't think I want to build up more, do I? Maybe?
The 30-point game is just a command group, says T. Schmid.
Yeah.
But you can play a 30-point game to learn.
Well, it's whatever you put together. You can put it together however you want, but it typically equals a command group and a support unit. Your cohort and a support unit. I'm going to do one more layer, see if I can't get a little bit more color out of it, get it to trend a little bit away. Because, you know, the blue-black has just enough tinge of blue that it's got this crimson leaning a little bit more purple than I want it. Then we do something like that, and that helps a lot.
Droth says, I'm afraid to start my competition piece because I'm afraid of messing it up.
Don't be. There you go. End of our TED Talk. Just paint. Just do it. Who cares? What can you do to a model to mess it up other than break it? Like if you throw it across the room because you're mad, that's the only way you can mess a model up.
Jason, there are 3 ways you can mess up a model.
And you don't know what they are.
That's right.
So, yeah, there's nothing you can do to a model that messes it up that you can't return from. I just sat and told you today, and you know we have shown it live on stream where I had an entire shoulder plate that was wrong.
That's true.
And went back over that shoulder plate.
And then you repainted that model.
And then repainted. And then we repainted. So not only did we just do it, and we're still in the process of doing him, but you know we had to break him into pieces. Yeah. And redo the shoulder pad because the shoulder plate was on upside down. Got that turned around, and then I didn't like the gold I was doing, so I primed over it again and painted it up live on an 8-hour stream again to get the gold more favorable for what I like. And now I'm starting to be very happy with him. I just need to finish it, right? And that was a model that you know is I mean it's an expensive model. Number one, I don't remember how much it was, like $80. So you know it's not like it's a cheap model. But I'm never fearful to just start over if I don't like it. And that's really what we mean when you say you'll mess it up, is that you're not happy with the outcome.
Yeah.
And if you're not happy with the outcome, redo it. Ta-da! You're done. Thanks for playing.
Respawn Radio says, I got another question. Another painter did a deck of different color schemes and swatches. That's Ninjon. He's one of our signature artists. It's really cool, but kind of pricey. Any suggestions on finding color schemes on the fly that work together?
Sure. Google is your best bet because on Google you can go in and say, I need a color scheme, just pick your center color. Say, I need a color scheme based around orange. And Google will give you a bunch of images that work great. Your local paint store, because and no criticism to John, but all he did was take the stuff that had been done by the Color Cube girl and recreate it in a fantasy kind of setting, which I think is great, but you know you can do all that on your own. If you go to the paint store like Sherwin-Williams or Home Depot or you name it, pretty much any paint store, they have on the wall a tremendous amount of color swatches and color guides that you can go get. And if you contact like Sherwin-Williams or whatever the paint store is in your area, you contact them and you say, hey, do you have any of those old color swatches? I guarantee you one of those paint stores will have a whole bunch of them in a box someplace you can come dig through and grab them, right? And then you have all these things. Now, some of those maybe like you look at them and you're like, oh, yeah, but I don't want grandma's, country house blue on all my models. But they are enough to inspire you on what you can do, which is no different than, what the deck of many colors, I think he calls it, or any of those products. The Color Cube is another one you can go buy, and those are great, not knocking them. But colors should not be something that you have to spend money to go get ideas for. You can see it all around you, and you can Google it and say, hey, what's a good color scheme centered on orange? And, I do it. I'll say, I want a color scheme that is like a warm sunset, and, you'll find Google will throw all sorts of colors at you and make that much easier than it seems.
Bathe me in warm sunset. Color shouldn't cost money, Mr. Blue, in quotes. Tell that to Pantone.
They solicit the crap out of us all the time.
They do.
It's like, hey, buddy, we're having a sale. You can get all the stuff you already have and buy it again because we've changed it.
Yeah,
we're not huge fans of that, but that's their
That's
gig.
always tough.
Hey, you know what? I don't besmirch anybody making their living doing whatever they think is cool. So support them if you like it. If you need that in your life, go get it. But there is a myriad of information in the world for free that will help you figure out color. Not the least of which is go get yourself a color wheel.
Oh, here it comes, the color wheel. I know you all like that when Jason brings it out.
This color wheel is called the Color Harmony wheel.
Color Harmony.
And it is by, and don't ask me because I've had this for decades, it's JULRitter.com.
Jill Ritter is now something else. I looked this up.
Oh, this is 2011, so I've had this one for
You can look
15 years. So, JULRitter.com, I don't know what the Mandarin Moose thing is, but this is this color harmony wheel is really cool because it basically allows you to say what color family you want. Like if you take the big area and you say, I want to paint a model in reds.
Yeah.
Just do it to where the reds are centered on the big area. And then all of a sudden it starts telling you what your other colors should be. You know, it goes great with like a discordant green, a kind of a light violet or purplish, and then like jades, you know, or turquoises are really good. And then this out here talks about all the color families that go around there in their color names.
Okay, here it is. Yeah.
Right?
I typed in Jill Ritter just for...
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still there. Right, so it can say, I want reds, so here's all the colors you could accent your reds with that go really well in that color scheme just to get you started. And then, of course, everything else that shows up in this window is great to use, too.
Yeah.
And so you can do that, right? So all of a sudden, it just helps with everything you want to do. And this one has, you know, none of them are going to have, like, really good browns. It kind of does here with, like, the orange section where you can say it's browns and then it winds up being the same as the reds. But, you know, you can set it over here to the blues. I want to paint my ultramarines. So my ultramarine colors are kind of, like, centered here. And you can see, like, these accent colors work really well. But then if you want to know what else goes really well with them, then you've got everything from magenta up through your browns, oranges, and yellows that work really well there, right? And it kind of, it's not that you want to stay away from them, but when you go with these blues, if you go heavy into greens too, you're definitely going to put a specific kind of vibe to your work that's more like a aquamarine, coastal theme kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So that can be a really quick way where you can just say, boom, these colors work great with these, and you're off and running. And a color wheel can do that for you. It doesn't necessarily give you the best overall look at how to use colors because I've shown, you know, in the past that we desaturate a lot of our colors. So lots and lots of colors as we paint work together that your normal color wheel wouldn't say are great to use. You know, that would look like a sports team jersey if you did them at full saturation, and you don't want that necessarily for your... Sometimes you do.
Tell them we sent you. Respond Radio if you get one.
They won't know anything you're talking about. They're like,
Monument
that's
Hobbies.
Nice.
Everybody go buy a color wheel right now from that site and say Monument Hobbies sent you. $18.
Just made them a fortune.
Monument who? Mr. Blue.
See?
Monument who? Monument Prue. Prue Acryl.
Excuse you?
Prue Acryl, you say? It's Monument Hobbies. Tell them we sent you. Or I could just download one from the internet for free, says Vippus. You could also do that, too.
Definitely. Like I said, there's tons of color wheels on there. This one's just nice because you can pick it up and spin it, right? And for whatever it costs, it's handy to have around. I don't use it near enough. I am more prone to just go to Google and say, I want to paint something with orange, so what is a good orange color scheme? And it'll throw a bunch at you, and you can just be like, ta-da, look at me.
Then you'll be algorithmed out of orange for the next year because you actually type something into Google search. Tell me how to paint orange, and I would like to purchase everything in the next year in orange.
I think we're off to a good start.
Oaken Fury, take it easy. I know Monument Hobbies is the paint company secretly run by Poppy. Mr. Blue, you're not too far off. I love physical things like the color cube or deck of many colors, but I always just end up looking at them once and then they sit on my shelf.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like to just play like this, just kind of find your way around a particular model. And, this one is with the Chimera we painted one, weren't happy, changed the entire color scheme for the army. Still have that one guy painted. I'll go back and I'll repaint them all. But I don't have any fear about that. If I were to get to the point where I'm like, this would look better if the cloak wasn't red and we did it in green instead, then I could easily do the rest of the army in green and then come back and change this guy or something. But right now I'm pretty happy with it.
All right, Baby J, if you're still out there, Gauntlet Throne.
No, it's not.
That's what
I'm not going to have fully painted.
That's what Baby J said.
I could fully paint 30 points by Friday.
Oh, yeah, easily.
I could have a fully painted 30-point army by Friday.
Maybe 50. I'm just the messenger here.
That's not what that is. You're not the messenger if you're making up the message.
Oh,
that's not how that works.
Baby J did this.
Did what?
He's the one who's literally typed in chat Gauntlet Throne, and I was reading it.
But that was because you started talking.
No, I was saying what he said.
No, he walked in and said fully painted by Friday.
And then he said Gauntlet Throne.
After you had your say, he didn't say Gauntlet Throne immediately.
He'll challenge you, Jordan.
He said it after you opened your bloody mouth.
Hey there. Whoa.
Yeah.
Everybody calm down, all right?
Yeah.
Chris, go clean some brushes. Thanks, Mo. I was told never to touch his things.
That is
and
true. He's not lying. I told him he can't touch my brushes.
Chris, clean my brushes. Don't touch those brushes.
It's hard being Chris.
Have
you
you ever,
a lot of mixed messages.
Have you ever seen the... Oh, no, I've said this. Robert California's wife comes into the office and is like, tells Andy, whatever you do, do not hire her, no matter what she says. And then she sits her down, and then Robert's like, you must have a position here for her.
What are you talking about?
It's hard. People will understand.
What people? What show is this?
The Office.
Oh, okay. That I know. Gotta remember, I'm not a big television guy. I have seen some episodes of The Office because Jen watched it.
I rarely watch TV.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Rarely. Nothing attracts me anymore. Gets boring.
All right, I think it's a good stopping point.
I think it's...
Ta-da.
Looks good.
I had to figure out a base color for it. I think that's what's going to bring it together is the base color. You just stick a
that's cool.
tuft on it or something. I love that they came pre-based. I hate that they're just flat.
Why not just like add some of the core spacing texture?
I could, but it needs a little more. Like guys like this that have the medium-sized bases that just are flat. It's like they want to rock or something, But I think the thing to do is to put tufts on them. So we have some tufts around here. I'll stick some tufts on and then paint all that. Play around. So I got to figure out what the arrows are supposed to be colored like.
Good stuff, Jason.
Huzzah!
That's it? That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. Reno 911 is your show, Chris. Trust me.
Reno 911.
Have you watched it?
A little bit, but
Is it a humor one?
Yeah, it's like a parody, like cop parody. It's pretty funny, some of the scenes I have. I have not fully watched it. I just don't watch TV shows.
I don't ever find time for them.
Yeah,
I don't ever make time for TV. Jen and I will sit down to eat dinner, and we'll watch. If we have a show, we'll watch it, or we'll spend the entire time we're eating dinner hunting through Netflix and find nothing.
I play a video game before I watch TV.
Yes, 100%.
That's just what it is.
100%. It keeps my mind busier, and it doesn't make me drool on myself. So,
hey, Haley, thank you so much. We'll see you all tomorrow. Yes.
Everybody, thank you. I am in town all week, so we'll paint a little bit tomorrow, then we'll do the review on Wednesday. And then we'll keep on going throughout the week.
Cool.
I love it.
Jose says there's a package for you.
A package for me?
At the
Well, he
other
should
plane.
bring it.
You should go get it.
He should bring it.
He's not coming back.
Sure he is.
No, he's not.
Sure he is. He
Today?
could easily drive past here on his way to the highway.
No.
On his way to the highway to go home.
You should tell him that.
The,
It's probably an army is what I'm getting at,
none
right?
of them will be there.
It's probably another army, right?
None. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either.
I don't know what's going there. I try to think. I don't
You've
think.
bought so many armies in
Four.
late in the evening.
4. I have 4 armies. The Cricks army is still coming, but I thought it was getting shipped to my house. So we'll see.
Maybe it's shipped to your house, which is the where house.
I don't think that's how that works. But I have been known to make mistakes on what address I enter in for things.
It's this one. Beep. Good. I'll have questions about leather and browns tomorrow. Bring those questions, Jimbo.
Yep, definitely.
We'll be around same time, 2
Yeah,
to 4 p.m.
I fought doing browns on these guys, but I just didn't think it was the right color. I'm still not sold. Okay, give me some feedback, guys. What do we think about the color scheme?
Oh, let me zoom back in here.
Do we like the red and the crimson pants?
I think those pants are really cool. Needs some blue.
Well, it has blue and the silver. That's why I did this with the dark gray blue.
I like it
And-
so far,
and
but
gray.
add blue.
And gray blue on
That's-
the blades.
Chess boxing wants more blue. Looks
So
pretty
far,
good.
but add blue. I'm not adding blue.
Add blue.
There will be jade because all the gemstones I'm going to do as jade. I think.
Arrows need color.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not asking if it's done.
Maybe pink.
That's why do I talk to you people?
Needs more plaid.
Goodbye.
Of course.
Goodbye.
Jason, what do you expect?
I'd never know why I asked. them
Needs more
anything.
plaid. Reprime it.
I need to have you people. So the warm brown
Jimbo,
one
you
step,
bring
but not
it.
sure where to go from there. Warm brown mixed with pale yellow is a great highlight color. The warm brown one step mixed with pale yellow. Pale yellow is like the answer to everything in the warm tones. Take that warm brown, put a little pale yellow in it, you get a highlight color that's amazing.
More pink plaid.
I don't know why I ask these people anything. This is my life, chat.
Well, Jason, I think it's a good looking workup. I think maybe do this. Pink plaid. Where's the pink plaid? More blue. Reprime it. More plaid. Arrows need color. Maybe pink. Oh.
All right, everybody. Have a great... Yeah, whatever.
More pink.
Whatever. Yeah, Tech Badger, I know it's not done. That wasn't my question. My question was if we like the colors the way they are.
This model needs work.
It needs work.
100 layers of filters.
Yes. More.
Oh.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. For those of you that are new around here, make sure to hit the follow or the sub button on the platform of
That's
your
right.
choice. We stream live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monument Standard Time here on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, and TikTok.
Soon to be
I have
literally
I have to add in TikTok. Are we going to do Facebook too?
everything.
Facebook, everywhere, basically. Here pretty
LinkedIn.
soon we'll be just streaming everywhere.
LinkedIn Live.
Everywhere. Jimbo, yeah.
Facebook.
Pale yellow with warm brown one step. You can mix the normal paints with the one step. That's what I did here. So you see the highlights on all of the blue black armor that I've done are the dark blue black and titanium white. Just a little bit of titanium white to brighten it up, and then airbrushed as spot highlights on them.
Needs
Right.
more cowbell.
So it lets you do like larger area highlights very easily. I've done it on the war jacks too, to where
Yeah.
you get that nice highlight going on. So, but you could do it as a brush highlight too if you needed. Makes everything nice and allows you to take whatever the base was. Now, in a lot of cases, if you put warm brown over white, like a white pre-highlight, black and white, and you do warm brown over that, and that gives you your base layer brown, you might try adding just more titanium white to warm brown because that'll give you a highlight that stays on hue with the way it looks on the model. So one of the easy ways to think about one step, you put it on your model. If you use black and white underneath it, then add black to shade it more and add white to highlight it more, and then just keep painting with that. It makes it very easy. If you do purple and yellow as your pre-highlight, then just add purple or yellow to the color, and that'll shade it and highlight it and match what you did with the work on the model the first time. So that's the easy way. Then you can start saying, okay, but now I just want to alter the color a little bit, and then you can, treat it like a normal paint. All right, everybody, stick around. Make sure to check out monumenthobbies.com, monumenthobbies.eu, all the good stuff on our lovely community page on the website. Make sure to join the Discord and stick around. Chris is going to find us somebody to raid, some more hobby goodness as you go off onto your Monday. It is a Monday. We have definitely brought Monday back, Chris.
Jason, Monument Hobbies has single-handedly brought Mondays back.
Yes, that's what we did.
That's right. Tell your friends. I believe we did that.
I feel pretty good about it.
We make Mondays good,
Yeah, they owe us.
right?
Oh, Monday owes us. They owe us big.
When did Monday pay us last? Let's look that up.
Oh, we've never been paid on Monday. No, that happens on Friday. Friday's our hero. Monday just, bats
Mondays
clean.
is... We try.
All right, everybody. Have a great one, and show some love in the chat we wind up in, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow. Adios.
Bye.